Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of DeleteLawZ. What's going on out there in the land of the unfree America? How is everybody doing today? Happy Saturday. Thank you so much. I know you have a lot of places you could go and you could be on Saturday, and you've decided to spend some time with Team DeleteLawZ, because I'll tell you, while my name is ChilleDeCastro and I am a constitutional law scholar, autodidactic, I learned everything I learned pretty much from the internet from the year 2002 when Chief of Police of LAPD named Michael Moore no-knock raided my home on a confidential informant's tip telling them that I was a chemical dealer. It was completely false. I hired Robert Shapiro and I beat those charges. However, the moment that went down, I began to research on this thing called the internet that had only been around for about 10 years in 2002, where it was a mainstream thing. And I began to study the history of our country, constitutional law, and understanding the biggest problem in our country that faces all of us. The reason they could no-knock raid my apartment based on a confidential tip was from a Supreme Court case in 1968 called Terry versus Ohio. So if you would please, would you type down in the comment section, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Put it in the chat for me. OTVO. Stick it in the chat. Take it and stick it in there. Stick it in there. Put it in there for me if you would, please. God bless you. And now, everybody, do me a favor. There's a couple hundred of you in here. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Take your finger, pull it out of your nose, stick it down to the thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button if you would, please. I am recovering from oral surgery. Unfortunately, I've had to take pain pills. I had an infection this morning. My entire jaw started to swell up. I had to ice my jaw down to be able to come on today. I had to go to an emergency to go to the pharmacy to go get antibiotics to kill the infection. I've had antibiotics in me about 4 hours, so it's slowly but surely dying down. And this morning, as I was up at 5:30 in the morning from the pain in my jaw, I went and I took a look, and this gentleman right here, see him right there? See him right there? Do you see him? This gentleman, Travis Rowe, had sent me several emails. I originally told him, you're sending me too many emails because, as you guys know, here on Team DLZ, these are the free trifolds we're giving out today. These are the free ones. There's over 60 free trifolds going out today. If you emailed me and you sent me your full name and address, I sent you a free trifold today. It hasn't gone out in the mail yet. This will go out when JB sends them out a little bit later today, but it's incredible. What I'm doing mostly now is I was giving away cop cards to everybody who ordered a trifold. And then when I did a fundraiser the other day, when I got out of jail, so many people said that they didn't have any money to donate to the fundraiser, not even $5. And I thought to myself, God, that's horrible. So then I thought to myself, well, then they don't have a trifold in their car. So now what I do is if you buy a trifold, I give another trifold away to someone else in the chat who I tell, go to my website, go to contact, and then put your full name and mailing address. Perfect. Put it perfect for me. Do not put it in one line. I got to click and click and click. Put it perfect for me. And I'll send you a free trifold because Troy bought one, because Steve yesterday donated 20 trifolds out yesterday. So 20 of these 60 trifolds yesterday are from Steve Vigil right there. And I got to do it. If you guys know me, if you ever met me before, there's no way I can't. People were emailing me today. I was still sending out free trifolds today because you got to just do the right thing. It's all it takes. All you have to do is do the right thing and take a look at Team DLZ. We are absolutely growing huge. Tell a friend. 2/3 of the people watching right now, of the 220 people here, are not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button if you would, please. Hit the subscribe button. Now let's watch Travis Rowe's video and watch how this guy gets pistol whipped. And he sues.
A federal lawsuit is accusing the Clay County Sheriff's Office of using excessive force. Travis Rowe alleges the sheriff's office violated his civil rights in this video when he was arrested by the SWAT team in 2020 on a
So you see that?
Murder charge.
On a murder charge he didn't do. Look how they drag you off to the car. You don't have to be drug off that way. They heighten everything. They escalate everything. Jackboot Thug Pigs. Put it in the chat. JBTP. JBTP. Put it in the chat.
News for Jack's I-Team reporter Ann Maxwell joining us live from the Clay County Sheriff's Office. So, Ann, the lawsuit alleges the use of excessive force is a systemic problem.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Did she just say that it's a systemic problem? Put a 1 in the chat if it's a systemic problem in your city, town, district, borough, municipality. It's a systemic problem across America.
News4JAX I-Team reporter Ann Maxwell joining us live from the Clay County Sheriff's Office. So, Ann, the lawsuit alleges the use of excessive force is a systemic problem.
Like, she's black. I feel like Joe Biden. If you don't know there's a systemic problem in policing, then you ain't black. I mean, come on. She's shocked. She's shocked. It's a systemic problem. Like, what? She should, what? What? You don't know it's a systemic problem? Put a 1 in the chat if you know that policing is a systemic problem in the United States of America, that calling themselves law enforcers and Terry versus Ohio that allows any jackboot thug pig to walk up to you and say, I'm suspicious of you. Put a 1 in the chat if you know that's a systemic problem. Did I see V. Boyer? Mr. Waldo Baldo! What's going on, Playboy? It's a systemic problem, honey. I'm pulling your black card. I don't think I can. She's still going to get profiled.
Yeah, Joy, they're going after more than just the deputies directly involved in this arrest. This lawsuit names at least 10 defendants. It claims Rowe didn't pose a threat, saying he didn't resist or have a gun, but deputies beat him nonetheless.
A 2020 arrest now leading to a federal lawsuit against Clay County. The threat saying a 2020 arrest now leading to a federal.
Look at his eye. That's where they poke him in the eye with the pistol. They pistol whip his face.
Lawsuit against Clay County, the sheriff, several deputies, and Clay County.
Travis Rowe. Let me read this right here for you guys. Let me read this for you. This little flyer right here. Travis Rowe, individual plaintiff, versus Howard E. Fryer and his individual Clay County sheriffs. Michelle Cook, one of the pigs on the scene. County of Clay, David Barnes, who abused him, Ricky Wright, who watched or participated, Chrissy Coldren, who participated, Joseph Booksy, who participated, John Doe's 1 through 10. So let me explain something. The reason why you put John Doe's 1 through 10, and if you ever take a look at my lawsuits, you'll see that there's always listed John Doe's 1 through 10. Because, like, for example, you may not know the names of people who were on the scene that need to be sued because they watched or participated in your abuse. So, like, for example, the other night when I was arrested, the 4 pigs who arrested me, then when they drug me off to the car to put me in the car, the supervisor, Mr. Rose, I don't call them corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, they can stuff that up their nose. The supervising piggy came on the scene. His name was Mr. Rose. I then informed Mr. Rose, there's a video of what happened. Clearly, I was instructed to walk under the tape, and now you're going to arrest me wrongly. If I didn't know his name, then he would be listed as John Doe's 1 through 10, so that when later we got his name, I could list him in the federal civil rights lawsuit. If you don't list Doe's 1 through 10 or 1 through 100, depending on where you are, then you won't get to sue them later. And that's the reason why you list John Doe's 1 through 10.
To a federal lawsuit against Clay County, the sheriff, several deputies, and Clay County Sheriff's Office leaders. It's asking for a jury to.
Wow, look at that. Look at how many claims he has. Those are all his claims.
Rule in the plaintiff's favor on 11 counts. This surveillance video appears to show deputies hitting a truck. Travis Rowe is seen getting out with his.
And look at this. They come out like G.I. Joe loser.
Hands up as deputies approach.
Okay,
guns.
So hands are up. Okay, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it, all right? Hands are up. Everybody do it with me. Do it with me real quick, okay? Your hands are up. Hands are up like this, okay? If my hands are up like this, I'm surrendering. You can clearly see, what do I teach you with the trifold in your camera? Trifold goes in, God bless America. Trifold goes in one hand, camera goes in the other. You're at a touchdown position with your trifold so that you don't get shot, okay? So when you put your hands up in the air that way, that is the universal signal of I surrender. Travis Rowe had his hands up like this. When you get pulled over, you have the trifold in one hand, your camera in the other. You're in a football position with a touchdown. See how my arms make a goalpost? This is how you are. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right. You quickly slide out your license, registration, and proof of identification of your registration and your insurance, and you give this to the copper as your hands never go below the steering wheel. Take a look at what Travis Rowe does right here. His hands are up. He is surrendering. There's no reason to attack this man. They rammed his car to begin with. This guy gets out like G.I. Joe loser. Look at this.
Truck. Travis Rowe is seen.
This is preposterous. He doesn't need a bomb helmet. He doesn't need a helmet on in America. It's so stupid.
Getting out with his hands up as deputies approach, guns drawn. Then a deputy appears to kick Rowe.
Did you see it? Did you see it? I'm going to kill the volume or it's annoying. He's surrendering. Hands are up. This G.I. Joe loser's got a helmet on like he's in Fallujah. And here comes the cop. Travis Rowe surrendering. He's not at all trying to fight. Punches him in the eye with the tip of a pistol. Punches him in the eye with a tip of a pistol. You got to be kidding me, brother. You got to be kidding me. This is unbelievable what Travis Rowe has gone through. Now I know why you emailed me so many times, Travis. I got your back on this, brother.
As deputies approach, guns drawn. Then a deputy appears to kick Rowe, grab him, and hit him on the side of the head.
So when he crumpled right here, just so you know, his hands are up. He didn't put his hands down. The deputy went to kick him in the groin. Watch.
Then a deputy
kick. Did you see it?
Seen getting out with his hands up as deputies approach, guns drawn.
Watch. See the pig right here? Watch him kick.
Then
ready? There.
Deputy
kick. Travis has to go down. He got kicked in the nuts. This pig kicked him in the nuts. He bends down.
Appears to kick Rowe.
Deputy punches him in the face with a gun. Okay. From right here, you would say to yourself, what more do we need to see? What more do we need to see? What do we got to see? You don't need an internal investigation by a third party. You actually need honest cops, but we don't have any. The institution of policing has been completely bastardized. How many people here have the Mullen Commission from my website, DeleteLawZ? Put a 1 in the chat if you have downloaded the Mullen Commission that I give away for free on my website, DeleteLawZ.com. Go to DeleteLawZ.com and get the Mullen Commission. It's under periodicals, DeleteLawZ with a Z. Put a 1 in the chat if you have downloaded. There it is. Eric has downloaded it. Melvin has downloaded it. Basil has downloaded it. Victor has downloaded it. If you are just watching videos and you haven't read the Mullen Commission, you don't know anything about policing. Tell me about the blue wall of silence that they teach you in the Mullen Commission. You don't know because you didn't read it. It reads like a third grader's book. Remember, you're talking about the dumbest people in America, so they have to write it for the dumbest people in America. And some of us are dumb. So it reads like a third grader book. It's called the Mullen Commission. It's available for free on DeleteLawZ.com.
Grab him. Deputies approach, guns drawn. Then a deputy appears to kick Rowe,
punch him in the face with the gun,
hit him on the side of the head. Another deputy appears to repeatedly hit Rowe. In the suit, Rowe alleges the SWAT team.
On December 27, 2020, Deputy Fryer and other members of the Clay County SWAT team stopped Plaintiff Rowe in a reckless and unlawful manner by executing an illegal pit maneuver on his car as he pulled into the driveway of his mother's apartment in Florida. The police were arresting Rowe based upon Florida statute for murder.
Performed an illegal pit maneuver.
But he didn't murder him.
Striking his truck without warning. He also claims the first deputy that made contact hit him with his gun.
Yes. Pig Fryer came within striking distance of plaintiff. He kicked plaintiff's legs out from under him and struck plaintiff in the face with a gun. Immediately afterwards, knocking plaintiff to the ground, at which point several other officers ran up to plaintiff and began kicking him and striking him while he was laying helpless, unarmed on the ground. Defund this organization. We need rights protectors. Chevy! What's going on, Playboy? We need rights protectors in this country.
And that several others began kicking and striking him while he was lying on the ground. Nichelle Womble is representing Rowe.
We're pretty disappointed, we're pretty mad, and we're pretty upset. And, with this lawsuit, we feel that they need to be held accountable for those actions.
Rowe and his 3 brothers are charged in the murder of Stephen Perry. Court records show Travis Rowe pleaded guilty last year.
Regardless of who he is or what he's done, he's still protected by law under the Constitution. Everyone has those rights.
The suit claims Rowe was unarmed and didn't resist, and there was no justification for the deputies to strike him.
So I haven't talked to Travis on the phone yet. I have sent Travis a request to call me. I want to talk to him. At the same time, it doesn't matter If someone has been convicted of a crime, we are supposed to be a humane, good society. You're not supposed to attack people who put their hands up and they give up. You're not supposed to kick them and punch them with your gun. And if he did this with the gun in the eye, what if the finger hit the trigger? I thought that he didn't do it. I guess he pled guilty.
The suit also.
So this says, plaintiff was not armed and no gun was found. Plaintiff never resisted arrest in any way. The moment he understood he was being apprehended by the cops, which is when the uniformed officers exited their unmarked vehicle, he exited his own vehicle with his hands raised above his head, as you can see here.
Didn't resist, and there was no justification for the deputies to strike him.
Oosh.
The suit also alleges this incident is symptomatic of a bigger problem of Clay
Well, yeah, you got him dressed up like G.I. Joe loser.
County The suit also alleges this incident is symptomatic of a bigger problem of Clay County deputies using excessive force.
We did reach out to the Clay County Sheriff's Office to get their response, but a spokesperson says they can't comment on pending litigation. Live in Clay County and Maxwell, Channel 4, the local station.
Just incredible. I mean, and it's a systemic problem. It's systemic. It's going on everywhere in every city across America. So this is, let me guys, this is a viewer video. Somebody sent me this video and I took a look at it today. And wow, wait till you see it. There's no sound until the pig has his body cam on. What are you doing right here? You're getting your camera ready to start filming. There's the body cam came on.
You'll have a traffic stop 500 East 85th.
Go ahead.
712 Robert George Edward on a red Toyota Yaris.
Afternoon, Sheriff.
Hello, sir. My name's Deputy Burden. The reason I pulled you over is your tag expired.
Yeah, I just got a warning from Valley Center a couple of days ago, and I'm waiting.
Okay. Mistake. That's not how you do it. When the cop comes up, you have your license, registration, and proof of insurance. If he's going to give you a ticket, who cares? You have your license, registration. He has everything ready to go. You have your phone and you're filming like this so I can see what happens to your head to see if anything happens to you. You're catching the cop on the other side of the camera. Your hands are at a touchdown position. He has his documents ready. He needs to shut the front door. I'm an activist. I don't want you to do what I do. I put my life on the line. Don't do what I do. Do what I teach. Your hands are here. You got your trifold ready to go with your license, registration, proof of insurance. Obviously, I'm not Denzel Washington, so it's not my driver's license. It's from Hollywood Boulevard. Your hands are here. When the cop comes up, you simply give him your license, registration, proof of insurance. You don't start giving him excuses. No matter what he says after that, you immediately say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And you film that copper. That's what you do. So his mistakes happen from step one. He's going to be in torture cuffs in a second. You don't think these guys are your friends. They're not.
Afternoon, Sheriff.
Hello, sir. My name's Deputy Burden. The reason I pulled you over is your tag expired.
Yeah, I just got a warning from Valley Center a couple of days ago, and I'm waiting on a payday to clear before I go into night.
He's got no camera. His hand is down below his waist, so he could be shot.
18th day of July?
Yeah, it was just last week. I'm still waiting on payday to happen.
Oh, who wrote you? Do you remember their name?
I did not catch her name. She was very nice, very, very quiet. She was just over in Valley Center.
Okay,
I work over there, and I'm just picking up, kids to go to the water park.
Okay, so you figure that he simply explains it. He explains it. So a rational person would say, you just missed this by a week or two. I'm going to follow you down to the courthouse. You got to pay the fine right now. Do you think that's going to happen? Put a 1 in the chat if you think the cop is going to have no empathy, no understanding, and he's going to put him in torture cuffs and take him to a dungeon. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's what's going to happen. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's what's going to happen. Let me put a 1 for me. There's a 1. I know because I watch thousands and thousands of pig videos and thousands of people get arrested. Everybody hit the like button right now. Now there's 350 people in here. Everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. All right, let's go back. He did all that explaining. I just got the ticket. I just was waiting for my payday. I was just doing this. I was just doing that. Not going to do him any good. It's not going to do him any good. Press with Ranker is in the room, everybody. Press with Ranker. How you doing, Press? Good to see you, buddy.
Driver's license on you, sir?
Catch her name.
So now, I mean, I want you to watch this. I won't interrupt it. And just listen to how he tries to be gregarious and affable and human and explain to this pig that he just doesn't, he's driving a Toyota Corolla, so he doesn't have any money. It's an economical car. He's not rich. How many of you are rich? None of us are. Don't act like you're any better than him. So you don't have any money either. I get it. I've been there. I've lived it.
Afternoon, Sheriff.
Hello, sir. My name's Deputy Burden. The reason I pulled you over is your tag expired.
Yeah, I just got a warning from Valley Center a couple of days ago, and I'm waiting on a payday to clear before I go into the night.
On the 18th day of July?
Yeah, it was
Last week. Waiting on payday.
Who wrote you? Do you remember their name?
Surely he's going to be understanding. He knows what it's like to wait on payday. Oh, wait, that's why he became a pig, because he can't make money doing anything else.
I did not catch her name. She was very nice, very quiet. She was just over in Valley Center.
Okay,
I work over there, and I'm just picking up, kids to go to the water park.
Do you have your driver's license on you, sir?
Yeah.
He didn't tell him he's going to reach in his pocket. I mean, whether you like it or not, you got to tell them what you're doing so you don't get shot. You guys know I treat cops like they are servants, like the public servants they are. But you don't see me reaching in my pocket without saying first, hey, I got to reach in my pocket here, okay? Are you going to be okay with that? Clearing it because it's on camera.
Do you have insurance on the vehicle?
Yeah, here's the...
Now he's reaching. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you know this is... I'm not making stuff up here. You're seeing people get killed every day. Don't be reaching. Get your ish in order.
Is that the other one?
Yeah, there's the insurance there.
All right. So just waiting on payday to get it?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
when do you
that's
get paid?
the receipt for the insurance. The card is still waiting. It's coming in the mail.
Okay. Hang tight right here, Thomas. If everything checks out, we'll get you anyway, okay?
Sure.
Right.
Bzzz, wrong.
About. Hi, guys. 3600 South Broadway on the railroad tracks. There's a female walking on the railroad tracks.
Contact real quick. 29 on a white male. Last name spelled Frank Robert Edward David Ida Nora. First name Thomas, common spelling, middle initial A as in Adam. Date of birth 4/19 of 1981. Sorry, Sheriff 2.
Shabindu with another hard fact. Shabindu is back in the room, everybody. Everybody welcome Shabindu. Team DLZ. He's reaching. Pew, pew. Police get a medal. Video on DLZ channel. So true. Don't reach for your acorn. Jack Boot Thug Pig. Put it in the chat. JBTP. Put it in the chat. JBTP. Everybody, I'll put it in myself too. JBTP. Jack Boot Thug Pig. Felicia's in the room, everybody. Melena's here. We got Brick. We got Joy. We got Daryl. Team DLZ's in full effect. Stomper. Luke himself is here. Butch from Ironton is ruined. JBT Punk. Basil's out doing audits wearing his Team DLZ hoodie. Chris Alderson's in the room. Love wins. Gloria, Gloria. Rich, haven't seen you in a minute. Paul, thanks for your email. I appreciate it, brother. Left-handed bandit.
Park City units, information only a reckless driver in the area of 85th and Broadway. Vehicle was swerving. Blue Ford pickup, 977 King Young Paul. Last seen southbound on US 81 passing Downhatton. Caller can be contacted if needed.
News Now Ninja's in the room. He's an activist. He goes out and films cops.
Here's this back for you. Just make sure you get that taken care of, okay?
Yeah, I will. I'm sorry. Really sorry. I just was trying to get the kids over to Splash Park, and we're just trying to cool off. And
I got you.
I'm waiting on payday to happen.
All right. Make sure they're also wearing their seatbelts, okay? Are they all?
Oh, they're just
all,
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
Straps on, guys.
All righty.
Yeah. Sorry, they've got their things on.
You're
It's
good.
just-
Drive safe, Thomas.
yeah.
Okay?
Hey, thanks a bunch, Sheriff.
Yeah.
It's over, right? That's it. It's all done.
Two warning issued to me.
Look at the look at the torture cuffs. Look at the stack of torture cuffs. Look at the stack of torture cuffs. Look at that. Same copper. Same scene. Part 2. It ain't over. You think you get to go home. Feels like everything's going to work out okay. You're heading home. And then that same cop ends up right behind you. And you're like, oh. Ruh-oh.
Hang tight.
What happened?
Just talk to me out here, okay?
Oh, no. Oh, no. The police follow a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols. Now, they do this under the guise of officer safety, that their safety is more important than your rights, more important than your life. If you don't follow a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols, you're going to the dungeon. I teach a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols. If you don't follow them, you're going to jail. Put a 1 in the chat if the cop's goal is to pull you over, arrest you, impound your car, take you to the dungeon, and steal your money. That's what the cop's goal is. We're seeing that here. Now he's got to get out and talk to him. Talk to him about what? He knows what's going to happen.
What happened?
Just talk to me out here, okay? All right.
You hear that?
What's going on?
Just go to the back and we'll talk, okay? These are your kids?
The blonde one's my daughter.
Okay, who's the other one? Friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a wife or girlfriend or anyone that you Okay. You have a city bench warrant to the city of Wichita? So you're going to be under arrest, okay?
What? He's got 2 kids in the back, and they have to arrest him. They follow a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols that we talk about on this channel all the time. If you don't as well, you're going to go to jail.
I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. I'll find out when it was issued and what it's for and what your bond's going to be, okay? Go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
No.
Go ahead.
Are you joking?
No. You are under arrest. Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Okay. Everything's going to be okay. I guess I'm going to jail.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You know, I'm not going to freak out yet. People tell me that some people say I'm too hardcore. If you go to my comment section, it's filled full of trolls saying what a horrible person I am. I would never put you in torture cuffs in front of your children and drag you off to a dungeon. And anybody who does do this, you are evil. There's something wrong with you. I don't give a damn if you didn't pay a ticket. You don't arrest a man in front of his children because he has a bench warrant. He doesn't have a bench warrant for murder. There's no crying babe in the street that he RAPED. He's done nothing where he needs to be put in torture cuffs like this in front of his children. This is just disgusting, and they wonder why I call them evil demons. And look and watch him stammer.
Are you joking?
No. You are under arrest. Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
What a terrifying feeling.
Okay. Everything's going to be okay. I guess I'm going to jail. What? You got to... Can you give me something? What's going on, sir?
Hang tight.
I don't understand what's happening.
Now, the system that's been created, you have to completely and utterly trust a person where you'll allow that person to strap your wrists behind your back. You're helpless. You can't take a pee. You can't wipe your nose. There's nothing you can do. And this is the system that we've allowed them to create in the name of their safety. This is sick and sadistic, and we have to change it. And when I'm governor, this will change.
Under arrest, you have a traffic warrant to the city of Wichita, okay?
When?
You have a traffic ticket, so I'm going to arrest you in front of your children.
We'll find out, and I'll let you know, okay?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Do you have a phone in the car?
Yeah.
Do you have someone that you can call to come pick up the kids?
Yeah.
Hang on, you're going to go in the back.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Hang on.
Sir.
Yes?
When was a warrant issued? I thought everything was... I had everything clear. What's going on?
Pass search you, okay? You have any nothing.
Nothing. A warrant for my arrest? I just had all this, and everything's been clear for years.
Through the city of Wichita?
Yeah.
The idea that you can be arrested for an unpaid traffic ticket has got to come to an end. You don't need to go to a dungeon because you didn't pay a traffic ticket. Watching this man and go through this is just disgusting. And you and I pay for this. Your tax money goes to wars, bombs, cops, and cages. That's where your money goes. And now to immigrants in the millions who come in and take over our cities and states. And I'm all for people coming here to America. When in the state that I'm governor, I'm going to put a freeze on immigration. We're not taking any more immigrants. We're not taking any more immigrants until we solve this border crisis with millions of people coming here and eating your tax dollars up. And this is where your money goes. Roy gifted out 5 memberships, everybody.
All right. Well, they're saying you got one, okay? So I'll verify it before we go anywhere, okay?
Yeah,
but
please
I already checked and gave them your name and your date of birth.
And I this is my job, is to ruin lives.
Said that it was issued, so.
Are you sure you have the right guy?
I ran you by your driver's license. Was that your driver's license?
Yeah.
All right, I will verify before we leave.
Please run my social and everything.
Okay, go ahead and put your foot in.
I'm shocked, man.
Okay, hang tight.
Take a look.
Everything.
He's an itty bitty guy, and his ankles are about as big as my wrists, and he barely gets his feet in there. I'm built like a fire hydrant. I had to stuff myself in the back of the car the other night when they arrested me for filming them.
Go ahead and put your foot in.
I'm shocked, man.
Okay, hang tight.
I'm sure you are, bro. It's shocking.
Here it comes.
The kids are right there.
Yeah, they are. Roy's giving away 5 memberships. Hit him up, everybody.
Where's your phone at?
It's in my. I don't know, man. I'm so freaking out right now because I don't even know what's going on. I have all of my records are good.
Okay.
Can you please run this again?
Yep, I will. Where's your wallet and your driver's license?
My wallet and driver's license should be right on my front seat, and my phone is going to be somewhere it's going to be right there on the front seat too. It should be.
And I have your permission to go in and grab those
things.
things.
Can you have Elizabeth call her dad?
That is your daughter, or is that the friend?
Elizabeth is the blonde girl, and she's got a phone that can either call her mom, who's over on the west side of Wichita, or her godfather, who could be right down the road. I don't know, or have her call Lila's mom, the dark-haired girl, who they live right over there in the complex.
Poor guy. Listen to him. Just listen to what he said. I mean, listen to his voice. Listen to how he's talking. Look at the confusion and the dismay. You have to go to a dungeon. You can't photograph and fingerprint somebody on the side of the road. You mean we can't put the fingerprints right there on the cell phone? There's not an app where you can do the fingerprints. I'll bet there is. I'll bet one could be created. I'll bet you we could fingerprint and photograph that man right on the side of the road and say, we got you here. You got 48 hours to pay your ticket. Or next time you're going to jail. Or we're going to take your car and send you packing. I don't think going to jail fixes people. Why can't they fingerprint him and photograph him on the side of the road, even impound his car? Take his car. I would rather you took my car than you took the person, and then you have to pay the ticket to get your car out. Why can't we do it that way? Why do you have to take someone to a frickin' dungeon? It just doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't accept this, and I won't accept this. This is trash. This is not freedom. This is tyranny.
Lila's mom, the dark-haired girl, who they live right over there in the complex.
Kick your foot in, okay?
Can you leave the door cracked?
Nope, I gotta shut it all the way. I'll turn the air on inside, but I have to shut it all the way.
I thought my records were good. I know I had stuff.
2.
Good.
I'll be out with that soon. I'll have the driver in custody. He has a bench warrant.
How does this pig think he's a good person? How do you look yourself in the dang mirror? How do you do it? How do you do this to another person?
All right. Is that your dad? Okay. Do you have someone that you can call that can come pick you guys up? Your dad? Okay. Is that your stepdad or is that your dad?
He's my real dad. And this is my stepdad.
Okay. And who's your parents? Where do they live? You live right there in Valley?
They live
right down there. Okay. Do you have their phone number?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we call them and have them come pick you guys up? Would that be-
Don't talk to my kid like you're some sort of good person. Don't come off like you're decent. You're not. You are a piece of trash, bro. You are a statist. You are an evil demon. You're a bad person.
Okay. She's at work. And there's no one else home? Okay. How old's your sister?
She's 13.
13? Okay, how old are you? Okay, do you stay home normally with your sister? Does she drive or no?
Thank you, Dale. I promise you I will sue those pigs who arrested me the other night. I give you my word.
Oh, okay, all right. She has a phone though? Okay, well hang tight, okay, and we'll get it figured out. Is the car still running? No, let me. Does the AC work? Okay, I'm gonna pump this so you guys aren't sitting in here sweating, okay?
Oh, you're such a nice guy as you haul away her father in front of her, you piece of trash.
Sheriff 2,
Joggernaut here said, the way my white brother was treated in front of his children was disgusting. I hope he receives justice. Keep up the good work, Chille. Love and respect from your Nigerian brother over here in the UK. God bless you, friend. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that.
Sure. Just confirming, that was Thomas Freedom, date of birth 4/19 of 81, correct?
I'm not sure I follow.
I had you run someone a second ago, and you said they had a city bench warrant.
Listen. Listen.
Stand by, that might be my partner.
Listen carefully right here.
Traffic Spider 123.
Take a look. Take a look. This is how we're treated in this country. That's how we're treated right there. He's shackled with his wrists behind his back, being tortured. Torture cuffs are always torture. Put it in the chat for me. Torture cuffs are always torture. He's sitting in the back of the car wondering what's happened here. He knows everything's in order. He knows he shouldn't be in those torture cuffs. He knows he shouldn't be in the back of that car. They strapped him in. He said it's hot in the car. Did you hear the cop say, let me turn on the AC? No, you didn't.
Traffic Spider 123.
Everybody, welcome Steve.
123, stand by. Archie, what was your question?
I was just verifying that this was who got ran. It was Thomas Allen Frieden, date of birth, correct?
Yeah, that's who I ran, and I have a city bench warrant. The social.
What's the last word of your social? Okay, they have confirmed that is who it is. Okay,
See, my problem, I'm really kind of weirded out by this is because I haven't had any interaction with the sheriff, anybody, since I got my license transferred over from Washington to Wichita to Kansas.
Okay.
So, and then like the last week, because my tags were expired, I got pulled over in Valley Center. That was the first interaction with any law enforcement. So,
okay. All right. Well,
why would this be?
I don't know. They said it was a traffic issue, or it was a traffic warrant for the city of Wichita.
Okay.
So at some point you got a traffic ticket from the city of Wichita. You didn't go to court, and they issued a warrant for it.
Okay, this might have been way back in like the 2017.
And it might be, since you haven't had contact since then. It might be outstanding since that. So, and when we get there, I will let you know what.
He has a 7 or 8 year old unpaid traffic ticket, and they're going to run him off to a dungeon in front of his children.
The case number is and how much your bond's going to be, okay?
So
but for right now, we're going to figure out getting them home, okay? Getting them somewhere, okay?
Why would they hold off and give me a Kansas license if there was a problem?
I don't know, okay?
That seems like a gross oversight on their behalf, doesn't it?
I don't know, okay? I don't know why they do some of the things that they do. I'm not in charge of the DMV. I don't work for the DMV. I work for the Central County Sheriff's Office, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So when can we get to pick up your daughter and her friend?
I don't know, man. I was supposed to have them for another. I was supposed to have my daughter at least the rest of the day and tonight. Her friends were supposed to be with me all afternoon.
So he has split custody with his daughter, and he gets his time with her. And instead of him getting his time with her, he's going to go to a dungeon. And then the daughter's friends, their parents, are going to believe, no matter, there's going to be a certain percentage of the daughter's parents' friends who believe that he's bad, Who's been arrested? Mark, I got arrested the other night, buddy. Thanks for your support. I appreciate it. Rich is giving out 5 memberships, everybody. Make sure you hit up Rich for a membership. So yeah, Steve, you're not going to get notifications from my channel, and people are being unsubscribed. I'm getting tons of emails from people telling me this is happening. So there's going to be a certain percentage of this man's daughters, friends, parents who believe that he's a bad person because he got arrested. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been arrested, and there's a certain percentage of your own family and even your own friends who believe that you did something wrong and that you deserved what you got, and you must have done something wrong. Put a 1 in the chat if you've experienced that. Felicia, thanks for the super chat, love. I appreciate that.
So
who else does she stay with?
Her mom can come and get her, and her godfather, Cody Brookshire, he lives right over just south of Valley here. Okay. You can call any one of them. Okay. Is Cody, do you have Cody on? Yeah, you got to push the side button there, and then just have the screen come up, and then there you go. And then push call one right here. Yeah, push recents or contact.
So here's the thing. Here's the other night when I got arrested, I told you there was a rookie cop on the scene who was extraordinarily kind to me. I'm not suing you, brother. You're not going to be listed in the federal civil rights lawsuit. The other 5 cops are, but I'm not going to list the guy who took me to the dungeon. He loosened my cuffs three or 4 times. That is on camera that he loosened them. He loosened them more at the jail. He loosened them more. And so I appreciated him not hurting me with those torture cuffs. However, you see what's going on right here? When they gave me my phone the other night, you have to remain in torture cuffs. You can't just take your phone and text your cousin, your sister, your brother, and say, hey, I'm going to jail, come get me out. They leave you in the torture cuffs, and then they operate your phone for you. They put me in double cuffs because I'm built like a fire hydrant. And so I had my cuffs on the side here, and I was texting like this with my phone, trying to text. Let me put this camera down ever so slightly. I had my phone like this, and I was trying to text like this, trying to get, and of course you only have one hand, so you're texting like this. They can't take you out of the torture cuffs. You have to remain in the torture cuffs. And so you got them like this, and you're trying to get your phone, and you're trying to, and oh, by the way, let me explain this. When you get arrested and taken away to the dungeon in the torture cuffs, the first thing that you're always wondering, Felicia, God bless you. Thank you. New member, everybody. Welcome Richard Grover to Team DLZ. Welcome, Richard. When you're going to the dungeon, there's only one thing that you wonder is somebody going to get me out of here? Don't leave me in that dungeon. And I want to thank my buddy Brian from Here's the Deal, who covered my video the other day and participated in making sure that I had funds to get out, because there's very few people who can do what Edie Ray or Felicia or any, Edie coming through. Like there's very few people who have the kind of money that some of y'all have. And thank you so much for your support. This right here is ridiculously stupid. He is not a hardened criminal because he has a traffic warrant. Take him out of the torture cuffs. Let him call his people, text his mother. Let him reach out to the people that he needs to contact for his daughter. Let him reach out to that other parent's mother, other parent's father, who's in the car, and say, hey, apparently I got a traffic ticket from 2017. Let him explain what's happening to him. You're not in that big of a rush. But we've created a system based on despotism. Despotism means when the government enforces laws upon you in a cruel and sadistic way. That's the definition of despotism. Put the word despotism in the chat. Edie, thank you for the super chat. God bless you. Thank you for your support. Team DLZ is stronger, and we are growing every day. So look, why can't you take him out of the torture cuffs? You have him in an inferior position. If anybody has ever fought before, when a man is down and you're standing over him and he's stuck in a car door, you have him in an inferior position. Take the torture cuffs off him, give him his phone, and let him text.
And then just have the screen come up, and then there you go. And then push call one right here. Yeah, push recents or contacts. There you go. And then go to what do you have? Cody Brookshire right there. Brookshire. Yeah. All right, let's give him a call. Okay, I'm put it on speaker. Yeah, that's fine.
You don't have a choice. Of course it's fine because you have no choice.
7 and 6, we'll protect 5554 South Maze.
Yeah, Cody, I'm having a problem. Or where are you at? I need you to come and get Betsy if you can. Okay. I'm apparently I have a traffic bench warrant out for my arrest, but some gross oversight. They're just now deciding to take me downtown for it, and I'm in the back of a sheriff's cruiser being arrested. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I've got a radio blaring in my ear.
I'm sorry. I don't have any text on this yet.
Because of your radio.
Okay, we're at 5th and Seneca in Valley Center, okay?
For the first time, we hear and see him. He's trying to organize, but the cop won't give him his phone, won't take him out of the torture cuffs. And for the first time, we see Thomas start to lose his mind a little bit because this is so wrong that we do this to people in this country.
I'm sorry. I don't have any text on this yet.
Because of your radio.
Okay, we're at 5th and Seneca in Valley Center, okay?
We're at 5th in Seneca, in Valley Center. Thank you. This is ridiculous, officer.
Okay.
Why would they?
Here's a warrant.
Pigtail. Let me ask you a question. Why do we have this? Why do we have this joke? Her nails are done, y'all. Her nails are done.
Daughter and his daughter's friend in the car. Do you mind hanging out with them so I can take him? The daughter's godfather, Cody, is on his way to pick them up. If you can hang out with him, I'd appreciate it. I have something from an older fella and he wasn't paying attention.
That's a 100-pound pigtail.
Yeah.
That's a 100-pound pigtail.
Fella and he wasn't. If you can hang out with him, I'd appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just don't. I mean, I just don't. I don't. What the heck? Felicia, thank you. We don't stop. Look at the 100-pound pigtail they have on the scene. She should be in any other work, but she shouldn't be in this line of work. She should not be in this line of work. Look at that. I could pop her on the head, take away her weapons, and do whatever I wanted to do to her. She could shoot me with the taser. It wouldn't stop me. I've been shot with a taser before. It just makes me mad. So what the hell are we doing here? Are we so politically correct that we got to hire 100-pound pigtails? The guy in the back of the car, he weighs about 100 pounds, but he could beat her up too. We're living in dystopia.
Older fella and he wasn't paying attention. Off the eye, yeah.
God bless you, Felicia. You've come in and you've been a major supporter, and I just want to recognize you and say thank you. And you guys who have been supporting me, what I've been doing, just so you guys know, just so you guys know, anybody sends me an email through my website, DeleteLawZ.com, you go to contact, I send you a free trifold printed up, just like this. Because the amount of support that I'm getting on this channel, if you contact me through DeleteLawZ.com and you go to contact and you put in your perfect mailing address, your first name, last name, street address, P.O. box, city, state, zip code, put it perfect so I can copy and paste it. I'm giving out my trifolds now like I was in Ironton for free, where I gave away so many, I ended up being thousands of dollars overdrawn. And now this time the difference is there's people like Felicia and Steve and Chuck and Jessica and Desiree who are supporting. And so I'm giving away my products for free again, the actual hard copy product. So if you want a trifold and you can't afford the $25 that I sell them for online, you just go to my contact form. And because of people like Felicia and the other names I listed, Steve, there's people who I list here, Chevy, Basil, there's people who I list here, Roy, who buys tons of memberships. I'm giving away my trifold. Miss Constitutional Rights. Miss Constitutional Rights is a big supporter. You have no idea. I'm giving away my products for free. I can't in good conscience get this amount of support and not give back. My assistant's in the other room. He'll tell you. If you send me an email and you request a trifold, I'm giving it to you.
A 7-year-old boy was wandering the area with his pajamas. She returned to the address above in the placeholder.
So,
Grandparents.
Officer Garcia, she's with Valley Center. She's going to hang out with your daughter and your daughter's friend until Cody gets here, okay?
Yeah, that's all I want is a pig hanging out with my kid.
And I'm going to take you and we're going to get going, okay?
Thanks a lot.
With your daughter and your daughter's friend until Cody gets here, okay? And I'm going to take you and we're going to get going, okay?
I don't like this. I don't like this. I really want to stay here until Cody gets here or somebody. I don't like this at all.
Well, Officer Garcia is a good lady and she'll hang out with him.
Can I at least get Mirandized or something here? So
Mirandized for what? I'm not questioning you about anything.
I feel like I'm kind of being kidnapped.
You're not kidnapped.
You are. You are. Put a 1 in the chat if he's being kidnapped for really no good reason. If this could not happen. Put a 1 in the chat if this is unnecessary. This doesn't need to happen to this man. There's other ways to remedy this. Why can't, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a legitimate question. A legitimate question. Why can't the cops say, hey, follow me to the courthouse. You have an unpaid ticket. Why can't that happen? He's got 2 kids in the back. One's his own. Another one is a daughter of another pair of parents that love their daughter, that don't want to get a phone call saying, yeah, the guy that had your daughter is going to jail. This could be handled another way. We don't need to do this to people. But remember, there's the whole industry called the prison industry. They all got to make money. They got to take him down there. He's got to go through the process. The other day when they fingerprinted me, right? You guys know that my thumb and my pinky are a little jacked up from Jesse Sandoval. They had to take my fingers and run them over the machine, have total dominion over my person. And the lady who was doing it was actually fairly kind. She was fairly decent to me. Thanks, Rich Rafferty. Appreciate it, man. Every one of you counts to me. Every one of your lives count to me. When I see this happen to any of you, you can literally see how it affects me watching this. And that's why they're afraid of me to win the governorship. They're terrified. And as you should be, because I'll change this. Prison industrial complex in the state that I'm governor will die. The prison system will only be for people who are violent and they can't be stopped. They're going to be violent to others or violent to themselves. They will destroy property and they won't stop. Those people got to be locked up because they're criminally insane. Most people can be talked to. Most people can be reasoned with. There's going to be a percentage of meth heads and deranged people who have to be shot and killed in the street. I'm not naive here. I live in Vegas and LA. I know. This doesn't have to happen to people. And when I'm governor, I will change this. I give you my word. I'll never break. I will never take any money from big contributors, only from individual people like you. I will only take money from people. My campaign will be people ran through people giving me money for me to run for governor. And I will never, ever stop. If they're going to stop me, they're going to have to kill me because I'm not going to tolerate this in the state that I'm governor.
Isn't like I'm not going willfully here, so just so you know.
Okay, well, you're under arrest.
I feel like there's some amendment constitutional rights being violated here, so.
Well, you are under arrest, so I will be taking you downtown and we will go to jail, okay?
Am I being recorded at this point?
You are, yeah. There's a camera up there. I got a camera on me.
All right, just so you know, this is under duress, and I don't feel that this is like at all good because DOT or whoever DMV should not have allowed this to leave. Why did this go this far? Why didn't they send me anything? They've had my address for over a year, 2 years.
And look, his hands, you may not know it, but his hands, his wrists are curled on top of the metal, and that hurts. That hurts right there. That is painful right there. That hurts. It hurts like hell. It doesn't matter who you are. It hurts. Doesn't matter how soft they put them on. It hurts. You're not supposed to have metal shackles on your wrists.
Why didn't anybody send me anything?
You haven't moved or anything
since
you got. Was it a ticket or something? Or what happened?
I have not had.
Did you guys see that?
I changed.
This right here, I'm so sorry. I think my face was blocking it. Do you see that right there? This hurts. Watch him.
My address for over a year, 2 years.
See his thumbs moving?
You haven't moved.
That's him working the blood flow through his wrists. It hurts.
Anything since you got. Was it a ticket or something? Or what happened?
Why does she care?
I have not had I changed my Washington license from Washington to Kansas back in July of last year. If there was a problem in DOT or DMV had a problem and there was an issue with traffic.
Peter's giving out memberships, everybody. Grab a membership from Peter. Thanks, Peter. I appreciate it.
Warrant with Wichita from years ago that I got a letter while I lived in Washington saying that I had my license in Kansas was straightened out and cleared to go, and if I ever moved back, I would have no problems at all. So
why does he have, this is ridiculous. He has a ticket, an unpaid ticket. He doesn't need to be shackled like a pig and taken down to a dungeon where it's freezing cold or boiling hot.
I haven't had interaction with law enforcement since I changed my Washington license to Kansas. And for me to be right here and now, for this to go over a year, for nobody to say anything, send me a letter or anything, I feel like something seriously wrong is happening here.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think there's seriously something wrong going on here right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you think there's something wrong. Tom Sanders, thank you. Thank you very much. I am absolutely humbled with the amount of support and love that I've been getting this past few weeks, where the team has blown up and there's so many new people coming in, and I'm humbled beyond you can't imagine. And I can only do this for every person here who comes here and shares this channel and subscribes and donates and super chats and supports others getting trifolds. I'm sending out free trifolds, just so you know, to every single person who contacts me because of you, because of Tom, because of Miss Constitution, because of Felicia. I'm giving away my products now, and it's not costing me, and I'm not going upside down because people need them. I'm ordering another batch of cop cards. I'm going to continue this week. We're down to the last couple hundred cop cards. That means 6,000 cop cards have gone out. And all I can do for Tom and for Steve and Felicia, for V Boyer and Chevy and Desiree and all of you people, Jessica Kirsted, all I can do is promise you one thing. We don't stop. We don't stop until this system is changed. We don't stop until people don't go to a dungeon for a God-blessed traffic ticket. We don't stop. Put it in the chat. We don't stop. Put it in the chat. If you need a trifold, go to my website, DeleteLawZ.com, go to contact, put your full mailing address. I will send you out a trifold.
I don't know if there's something that
V Boyer. V Boyer, I love you, honey. I'm so happy for you. V Boyer, who did an intermittent fasting journey with me in the year 2023, is now her best self ever. I'm so proud of her. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life.
My daughter's godfather is on his way. He's coming from downtown.
Special ed.
I don't know.
He said that he was going to drive your car. That's what he said on the phone. Okay.
I just want to make sure that we get straightened out.
This is preposterous. Somewhere somebody screwed up big time, because anything where I had to take care of any fines, jump through any hoops legally to get my license straightened out so I could move back to Washington.
So he's upset because he did the administrative process And the computer system now calls him a criminal. Basil has donated 5 memberships. Everybody get a membership from Basil.
I was clear. I was in the clear. I've got paperwork still sitting in my in a folder somewhere.
Sure it is. I'm sorry. Thank you. I will put that on us. All we have to do is warrant or whatever. So then you'll be able to explain all that stuff.
What?
That we can really use it right now. Okay.
What? You are kidding me, brother. Daryl Harrison is going back to school to get his JD and then to teach. And I've been a small part of his metamorphosis. God bless you, brother. Thank you for doing that. Thank you, Daryl. There's the poster that I have on DeleteLawZ.com, and there's this hoodie that I have on DeleteLawZ.com.
Do you have any idea how uncomfortable I am leaving my kids in the back of the car, just being taken downtown?
Yep, I understand.
How is this not kidnapping?
Answer the question for me, pretty please. Pretty please answer the question.
Yep, I understand.
She says she understands, but she's never been to the dungeon. She's never been through the process.
How is this not kidnapping?
Okay, answer that for me. How is this not kidnapping here? How is this not kidnapping? How is it? My OCD is kicking in. I'm going to say the same question 5 times. I'm sorry. How is this not kidnapping? How? You're torture cuffing a man, taking him by force. If he doesn't comply, you'll kill him. You're stripping his children. You're embarrassing him publicly with other children's parents. How is this not absolute despotism? How? It's absolutely kidnapping. Mark LaGrange said it. Mark LeGrand said it. It's absolutely, JT Soup said it. JT Soup does jujitsu as well. How many times do you just let somebody choke you out? You don't. You got to earn it. And the only reason you should go to a dungeon is if you are mentally unstable and you are so violent that you're hurting people. And we can't get you to stop with your violence. I was in the dungeon the other night. There was 10 people in there who had no victim of any crime. 10 people in the middle of the night that had no victim of any crime. None whatsoever. Derek Sinclair, I'm a mortal man, and I know what my role is, and I know what I'm to do. I know my purpose, I know my mission, and I will not stop. This here is only to build enough people so that we can move into real activism on the streets, not just me taking on cops. I need to be able to call 1,000 people to do a sit-in on a police department. And we won't get there till we get into the millions, but we're halfway there now. We're almost 500,000 now. We get to another 500,000. I'll be able to get on my phone, get on my computer and say, the McCusker Police Department in California has abused some high school children. I need 1,000 people to assemble with me peacefully and sit down in that parking lot. I will not lead a violent movement. This movement is only based on peace. If we go to violence, we failed. We can do it with numbers. Tell a friend, bring more people, tell them subscribe. I have an app coming out called Team DLZ, where we'll be able to pinpoint persons of justice all over the country. That means if you go to jail in Indiana, you'll be able to push your Team DLZ app and we'll be able to see who's in that area where we can crowdfund that bail and get you out. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate your support, brother.
Do you have any idea how uncomfortable I am leaving my kids in the back of the car, just being taken downtown?
Yep, I understand.
You don't understand.
How is this not kidnapping?
It's kidnapping.
Thank you.
Rago Monkey is in the room, everybody. This man is a prolific auditor. I've covered several of his videos. Someone drop his link in the chat so people can subscribe. What's up, Charlie? JB. Wow. God bless, brother. JB's shipping them out right now. Thanks, bro. Send me a picture when you drop them in the mail, bro. JB is sending them out right now. If you oh, JB, wait, JB, you got more right here. Grab these free ones. Grab those free ones. Yeah, thank you. Sending off over 100 trifolds right now. Most of them are free. The bulk. 30 or 40 people bought. The bulk of the trifolds I'm sending out today, you people who have sent me money in the super chat, I cannot take money from people who can't afford my trifold when I'm getting so much support. If you need a trifold that invokes your Fifth Amendment right, you go to my website, DeleteLawZ.com. You go to the contact form and say, Chille, I don't got the $25. I just need a trifold. I'm going to mail this to you in the mail for free, along with the broccoli wad rubber band. It goes on your visor. You got to get your license, registration, and proof of insurance put together. Charlie's going crazy because JB just took off with all the trifolds. Rago Monkey, send me a link if you got something for me to cover. I'll cover it for you.
Put yourself in the queue, Sheriff.
He doesn't care about you, dude. He doesn't care about you at all.
Would you let him want to leave comfortably, leave your kid on the side of the road with a stranger?
7 and 1 for a disturbance at Lakeside Academy and 24401 West 39th Street South.
I did not know that.
You guys are treating me like I robbed a bank or something.
Yes. Yes. Did you hear this?
You guys are treating me like I robbed a bank or something.
Yes. Why, the moment you have a warrant or you didn't pay a ticket, why are you treated like you're some sort of evil piece of shit? Why are you treated this way? Why in the world have you and I allowed this system to perpetuate? Jessica Kirsten said, historically, saints were ordinary people who, when they found their calling, did extraordinary things. You probably knew that. I wrote a paper on St. Thomas Aquinas one time, and I'll tell you guys the truth. I didn't know who I was until 2020. I had no idea. Most of my family has no idea who I am. They just think I'm some YouTuber, that I have a big YouTube channel now. They have no idea that I'm a game changer and that I'll run for governor in any state I want and I will win. Because everybody's moving to the middle. Joe Rogan just announced the other day he's no longer on the left. He's moving to the middle. Welcome to the middle, Joe. I've been here for a long time. People from the right are moving to the middle. We're going to have a middle party pretty soon that I'll run as an independent. I'll win, and I'll change policy from the top down. There will now be a third party that gets all the body cam and the dash cam. There will be a third party called the warrant department. You want to arrest somebody at their house? You got to go through the warrant department. We're not taking away your city contract. You just got to go through the warrant department. When people get arrested, if they get sprayed with chemical spray, it has to be washed off immediately. Standard of care. If someone gets in a car accident, your first order of business is not to cuff them, but to care for the person. There will be no more jail for non-violent crimes. There will be people who have domestic violences that we will work it out with them in a double-decker bus right there in front of their house. Separate them for 24 hours with counseling, then bring them back together and rebuild that relationship, because she's going back to him anyway, even if you hit her. The idea we criminalize people. Child support will no longer be arrestable if you don't pay your child support. There's so many changes that we can do if you're just the governor, if you just have the executive power to do it. I know the changes that need to be made, and I will make them. I guarantee you I will make those changes. I don't know if I'm a saint, Jessica, but I know that I'm a game changer, and I will not stop. I will not stop.
I love you, Elizabeth.
Oh, so sad. She's screaming to his
Treat me like I robbed a bank or something. I love you, Elizabeth.
Looks like they've been chasing the juvenile around for about an hour, trying to track other people. Chase on Turner, Silverfield blackmail.
This is the reason why I will run for governor and I will win. How many people here, put a 1 in the chat. Deanna's in the room, everybody. How many people here have watched their loved one get kidnapped by a jackboot thug pig? Put a 1 in the chat if you have seen that. Good night, press. Good to see you, buddy. Put a 1 in the chat if you have seen your loved one. Unisex, have you seen your loved one drug away? Kevin Brzezinski, so you say. If you've seen your loved one drug away by a pig, and the only crime is an unpaid ticket or some administrative, or say you bumped into a car in a parking lot, you did it. You hit a car and you drove away. Yeah, that's bad. You shouldn't do that. But the solution is not arresting you and taking you to a dungeon. The solution is restitution for the person whose car you damaged. Why does the state need to make money off of you if you hit and run a car? Let's say you did it. Let's say you hit a car, you backed in, you got spooked, you freaked out, and you drove away. Okay. You committed a crime, for sure. You wronged another person. You caused damage to another person's property. I'm for rule of law all the way. John Locke's teachings of life, liberty, and property. 100% I'm for life, liberty, and property. That doesn't mean that if you violate someone's property that you should go to a dungeon. Same thing. You should have to go and sit inside that double-decker bus, bring in the victim of your crime, and now you guys have to work out restitution with a counselor. There's no reason for a man with a gun and a taser and a stick. We need men like that. We do. We need men with guns. We need men with guns who are willing to kill other people. We need that. There's going to be people who need to be killed. I'm sorry, that sucks. But 90% of the time, 95% of the time, people don't need to be killed. People don't need to be killed. Roy Thompson, thank you for what you do, Chille. We will not stop. We will not stop. Patrick, I'm not only going to run for governor, I'm going to win. It can't be stopped. It's destiny. There's no way, unless I don't make it, and God help me to make it. There's no way. This cannot continue. Everybody says it can't be done until you do it. It's not possible until you do it. And then we can change things. We can truly, truly change things if you're only willing not to stop. This is heartbreaking, listening to this man tell his daughter he loves her as he's getting carted away.
Hours running to track other people, K. Sean Turner, Silverfield black male, 49, then brown, white striped shirt.
Give me your ID. Your ID so that I can cite you.
I am not going to give you my ID because I did not do nothing wrong.
Officer.
Adam 11 from.
So you can go ahead and arrest me.
Adam 11. Adam,
you can arrest me for right on the sidewalk. Bro,
okay,
no,
I'm telling you right
Officer
now.
N. Martinez. Merced Police.
Yes, you do.
She wants to be in charge of him so bad. She wants to be dominating over a man so bad. She's willing to find a guy who's riding his bike on the sidewalk. I don't see anybody on the street bleeding. I don't see anybody on the sidewalk bleeding out. I don't see a woman crying, he hit me with his bike. I don't see that.
Okay, I'm telling you
Officer
right now.
N. Martinez. Merced Police.
Yes, you do.
I don't have to give you
Yes,
that.
you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Why? What law says
So that
that?
I can 400 block of West Main.
Man, bro,
This is what happens. This is what happens. This is what happens.
So one of the officers know me. So, bro,
You need to give me your ID.
Excuse me.
You need to give me your ID.
Excuse me.
You need to give me your ID.
Okay. Hey, let her.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh God. So let me JT Soup can back me up on this, okay? You see her put her leg up like that? if you grab her tricep that's grabbing, if he takes his wrist right there, that see how she has a hold of his wrist? She'll keep a hold of his wrist because she doesn't want to let go. With her leg in the air right there, all he has to do is pull his own wrist across, and because she has no support, she'll fall right on the side. She'll fall right on the ground. Because she's grabbing his wrist to hold on. When someone grabs you to hold on, you can move their body by them holding onto your wrist. You can lift up their arms, shoot under them, all kinds of stuff. She's out of position. She shouldn't be a cop. We shouldn't have women who are in charge of men. We shouldn't have it. Roy gifted another 5 memberships, everybody. Thanks, Roy. I appreciate you. I'm going to take it down. I'll be right back. Let me watch what else this jackboot thug pig does.
Okay. Hey, let her. Hey, it's good. I got it. Hey, I got it. I got it.
Don't touch me.
I got it, bro.
Don't touch me.
I got it.
This is.
I got it.
You better get off me.
Hey.
Chill out. Why is he touching me?
Hey, I got it. Hey, I got it on film, bro. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
What's the emergency? Why does she have to ticket him for riding a bike on a sidewalk? Who's the damaged party? Who's the victim? The Fourth Amendment says the right of the people to be free of unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation of the victim of the crime that occurred. The only victim here is this man, and the only crime that is apparent that she's saying is that he rode his bike on a sidewalk.
It's all good.
Yes, you are. I'm not giving you nothing. Bro.
Hey.
Get off me. What is you doing?
Did she go to shoot? Did she go to shoot?
Hey.
Is she shooting a double? Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you guys seeing this? Are you seeing this? Is she shooting a double, bro? That 110-pound, 4'9" girl is shooting a double on me. You got to earn them. You got to earn them. I've had both ears surgically fixed. This one looks beautiful. This one, when I got to Hollywood, my ears were mangled from wrestling in high school and college. I pulled the stuffing out of this one when I was still unconscious from waking up from the surgery. But this ear looks absolutely perfect today. Look at that. Looks absolutely perfect. But you got to earn them. You don't just shoot a double on me, baby. That's not how it works. I could take my forearm and rip your face off. I would cross-face her to kingdom come. Don't resist. Don't fight back. This is preposterous on its face. This is ridiculous. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. She's shooting a double on a young black man. I mean, listen, I'm not being racist here. Blacks are better at quick twitch muscle fiber sports, basketball, football. And look at the best football player in the NFL this year was a white guy. But young black men they have that red muscle tissue that it's quick fibers. And look, I don't think this kid ever wrestled a day in his life, but he's already in better position than she is. See the arm across her face? That's called a cross face. This is ridiculous. This is just stupid. But do me a favor. Don't do this. If you're a member of Team DLZ, do not resist them with physical violence. Do not resist them. Do not allow them to say that, oh yeah, that member of Team DLZ went to violence. Don't let them do it. We have to be perfect. The other day, you heard them when they were arresting me, they said, take him to the ground. I only made sure that they couldn't throw me on my head. That's all I did. They tried to take me to the ground, 4 men, and instead of going to the ground, I squatted all the way down to where my butt was at a 90 degree, and I put my wrists together behind my back. so that they could cuff me easily. And then after they were in cuffs, the one pig was still saying, McCufferin was still saying, take him down, take him down. I said, I'm cuffed. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Just unbelievable. Do not resist to this level. Just let them do what they're going to do. This looks stupid to me.
Get off me. What is you doing? What is you doing? What is you doing?
Look at her ego. Her ego believes she can take on a 17 or 18-year-old young black male. That's just stupid.
Now.
And isn't he on camera so he can't get away?
Talking to you.
Hey,
do you hear
hey, all right, hey, no, hey, chill.
No, he comes in when the guy stopped resisting and he attacks him.
All right, it's all good.
What they do to black people, bro. You see what they
This is Merch said.
Oh, bruh, they do it to all of us. Put a 1 in the chat if they do it to every last one of us. Put a 1 in the chat. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs is here, everybody. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. Everybody, welcome Jeff Hates Pigs to the room. Missed you, Jeff Hates Pigs. The cop goes in and attacks him, and they say this is what they do to a black man. They do it to all of us. They do it to black people more per capita for sure. It was mostly black people in jail the other night. And of those black people that I talked to, none of them had committed a crime of violence. None of them.
Merch said police.
Turn around.
Merch said police. Merch said police. We are.
Turn around. You call when you're in trouble. I'm not doing that. Turn around. Now you guys are witnesses.
Hey, we're not talking.
I'm not doing that. Bro.
All right, bro. All right, bro.
There's some cops out here on the scene talking trash.
Bro, I gotta get up out here, bro.
Get up off me, nigga. Would you stop? Get up off me, though. Why are you doing this? What did I do to you? Come on now. I'm a typical black person. Going home. This is what we see on Facebook.
I don't want to argue with you, but you know what happened?
Yeah, I know exactly. He was refusing to apply to the officers.
Listen to that boot-licking piece of shit in the background. And look at this little tyrant who thinks she can wrestle a young black male.
That's his ID. That's it.
And now look, she steps away because she is not qualified to do this job. She has to step away with her eyelashes and her hair up in a bun. And she can't do the job. She has to let the man do the job because it's a man's job taking on another man. We should not put women in this position. We are not equal.
Get off me then. Sit down. Okay, can you get off me?
Sit down. Why does he have to sit down? You got him in torture cuffs.
Bro, why are you squeezing my fucking cuffs? Sit down.
Wow. Wow.
Sit down. Okay, can you get off me? Sit Bro, why are you squeezing my fucking cuffs? Sit down. Nah, bro. Oh, why are you taking me, nigga? Stop fucking taking me, bro. You got me fucked up. Sit down. I don't care, nigga. You squeezing my cuffs and you fucking squeezing them too fucking hard, bro.
Oh, what's the complaint? Is that amazing? What is the complaint? The complaint is torture cuffs are always torture. The complaint is torture cuffs. Put it in the chat. Torture cuffs are always torture. It doesn't matter who you are. When you put metal shackles on your wrist and you clamp them down and your wrists oscillate, you cannot avoid the torture. Torture cuffs are always torture. Why can't we get rid of the torture cuffs? Because the torture cuff company has a multi-billion-dollar contract with your state, your city, your borough, your district. Who could possibly end that torture cuff contract? The governor. The governor can cancel that contract, take on the lawsuit with the torture cuff company. Any governors willing to do that? No. How many times have you guys seen me talk to these jackboot thug pigs and say, why can't we get rid of the torture cuffs? They say that's above my pay grade. Why is that, Captain Blackbeard? Why is that? That's because the torture cuffs are a multi-billion-dollar torture company. They make billions of dollars off of providing torture cuffs to executioners and demons who sign up to be jackboot thug pigs. Put it in the comment section, JBTP. JBTP, put it in the comment section. That's what's happening here. That's what you're seeing. They're kicking him and kneeing him. Why? He was standing there. He had given up. But the cops don't feel safe unless you're down on the ground.
You got me fucked up, dude. Yeah.
Sit down.
I don't care, nigga. You squeezing my cuffs and you fucking squeezing them too fucking hard, bro.
Right. Torture cuffs are always torture. Torture cuffs are always torture. There's never a time they put the torture cuffs on that they're not torture. They put them on me the other night, the copper did, fairly loose. When I got out of the dungeon, my wrists hurt from being in torture cuffs that night.
You got me fucked up, dude. I swear to God, bro.
He's already sitting down, moron.
Officer Jake Gonzalez, Merced Police. Officer
Why do
Jake
you got to put your hand on him? Just leave him alone.
Gonzalez, Merced Department.
Fuck off me, nigga.
Back up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't see this part. They grabbed him in the end? The guy filming. Watch this.
Back up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He backed up as asked to do.
Yes, sir.
And then the pig grabs him. What the flock is even going on? My God. My God. We are living in such a dystopian society. It is unbelievable. You're not ready for this one. You're really not ready. This is absolutely inhumane, brutal, and barbaric, what you're about to see right here. This woman almost dies in this next video. She has major, major trauma. Let me do a promo here real quick. Let me keep the lights on in the room here. Listen, when you get pulled over by the police, you want to follow my step-by-step tutorial of put yourself into a touchdown position. You use your phone. I give you this broccoli wad rubber band. You stick this up in your visor. Your license, registration, proof of insurance on a laminated card so you're prepared completely. I give you the broccoli wad rubber band with your trifold order. There's a $25 one. There's a $9 one. Everything goes up there. When you get pulled over, you put the left elbow in the windowsill because you're going to reach up and grab your trifold and your laminated driver's license, proof of insurance, and registration. Your phone goes in your other hand facing you and your head so that we can see if anything happens to your head. You're the most important thing in the scene. I need to see you. You don't call your mom. You don't call your dad. You invoke your rights. No one's coming to help you. There's some guys who created an app where they get a lawyer on the phone. I don't have a lot of hope in it. I hope it works. Good luck. I hope it works. I don't think it's going to work, but I hope it does. I hope we get to a more humane society. So far, the experience I've had with pigs, they're not going to talk to anybody on the phone. That's what I've noticed. So you know your rights. That's the most powerful position you can be in. Elbows here, football, touchdown position. Cop says, do you know how fast you were going? Why didn't you pull over right away when I put my lights on? Hey, did you know your registration's expired? I don't give a rat's ass what that pig says. You immediately slip him your license, registration, and proof of insurance. It's on a laminated, it's a photocopy of your driver's license. If he wants the actual driver's license, you can get it out of your wallet. But for now, everything you need to provide by law is right there. Then no matter what he says, do you know how fast you were going? Where are you heading? Immediately I say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Anything else he tells you to do is a step-by-step in the trifold. Tells you get out of the car, tells you your car smells like Mary Jane. Anything he says. Passenger, get out of the car. Let me see some ID. First page, when you open this thing up, it says right to film cops. If he tells you to get out of the car, you do have to get out of the car. He says, get out of the car. Pennsylvania versus Mims. If you can prove on camera that he could not believe you're armed and dangerous, then you could resist that order. You could go to jail. However, you want to inform him, I'll get out of the car, but I want to let you know I have a right to film cops. I invoke my First Amendment right to be the press. And that's what you do. So before you get out of the car, that way he's not trying to take your phone out of your hand. Step-by-step tutorial in my trifold. It's $25 online. If you can afford it, please go and buy one. If you can't afford it, go to my website, go to contact, put your full mailing address, your first name, your last name, your city, your state, your zip code, put it perfect so I can copy and paste it because so many people are donating and giving to me. I'm giving away my product for free. If you can afford to buy it, I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. This may not always last, but right now, over the past 3 days, I've given away almost 200 free trifolds to people that people in this room paid for. People like Sweet Leaf who donated $2. Thank you, Sweet Leaf. Learn what I'm teaching you. Take this little clip that I just did. Joe Pickrell, is that you? There you are. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Yeah, Pickrell, I got your email. I replied to your email. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here. Yep, we've given away so many trifolds last couple days. It's been an absolute whirlwind of people. It's been unbelievable. It's really been unbelievable. You just got, remember, we are a team. We are together. Whether you vote for Trump or whether you vote for Biden or whether you're joining me in voting for Robert Kennedy Jr., you have a place here because we're living in a police state, prison state, death state. We have to stay together. No matter if you're someone in the room is voting for Trump and saying Trump 2024 or Biden 2024 or Kennedy 2024, don't let them separate us. If you're in this room right now, Rights On is in the room, you know that you've been a victim of police brutality, or your friend or your family or your best friend has been a victim of police brutality. Don't let them divide us. Team DLZ, put it in the chat. Team DLZ, put it in the chat. Sal Salazar sent you off a trifold, Sal. I know that you got that coming in the mail. Oh, let me read the list. Here's the people who are getting free trifolds. Here's the people getting free trifolds this week. These I told you I did 60 free trifolds. Here's the names right here. It's going to be Buckaroo Bonsai. I think I saw you in the room. I don't think that's your real name, but that's Harold Taylor, Christian Weber, Jonah Jeremiah, Alan Mesmer, Bill Eagle, Stephen Blakely, Gilbert Alvarado, Scott Linman, George Smith, Frank Rosa, Gary McHale. Gary McHale, I think you purchased your trifold. Thank you. I appreciate that. This was just the free list, but there's a couple of ones that paid on here. Donna Hutchinson, April Simmons, Erica Walker, Robert Detro, Kennedy Gibson, Al Stowers, Dustin Bates, Mark Helid, Jared Calder, Jose Ramirez, William Beltrain, Paul Trickett, Andrew McCulloch, Anthony Hogg, Andrew Bergen, Tara Broomley, and then David Fuentes. You're on this list, but you purchased your trifold. Thank you for purchasing your trifold. This is the other list of people who are getting free trifolds: Jorge Carrillo, Heather Sneed, Elizabeth Schumpert, Chris King, Beavis Thompson, Robert Baker, Rick Elias, Deborah Anderson, Tracy Larg, Fogel Shrimp. I don't think that's your real name, but I'm sending a trifold off to you in Florida. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Let me keep reading a few more names here. Joseph Thompson, Robert Connors, Carol Bohannon, Jeanette Skiba, George Smith. You're getting a free trifold. Sherry Doty, Donna Payne, Carter Davis, Chad Motley, Ernest Harmon, Colin Drummond, James Young, Chris Sparks, Glenn William, Mike Lesnar, Riaz Khan, Ron Golick, Ben Tidwell, and Mindy Schmidt. Yeah. Listen, all I got to do is keep the lights on. I have no delusions of grandeur here. I'm not going to live on a yacht ever. I'm going to run for governor and I'm going to win. That's my goal here. If you guys buy your trifolds from me, I'm super grateful. Thank you. Paul Trickett, you're on the list. Paul Trickett, you're on the list as well. I copied and pasted your email myself today. This last night at like midnight before my tooth blew up and I had to go get antibiotics. You get one and you get a car and you get a car and you get a car. People like Edie Rains and people like Felicia and people like Chevy and Chuck and people like Desiree and people like Steve. And even these smaller donations of $2 and $3 and $4, it makes it so that I can then give away my product for free, which has been my goal the whole time. I've never wanted to sell anything. I gave away most of my trifolds in Ironton, Ohio. So this has been my goal the whole time, to get a trifold in every car. And now with donors coming in and donating money to me, I can do it. And this is what I've wanted to do the whole time. And now I'm giving them away for free. Todd Epperson, what's going on, brother? Let me tell you what Todd did. Do you mind if I tell him, Todd? Can I tell them? Do you mind if I tell him? Todd, I want to make sure it's okay. If I tell them before. Todd Epperson's a big supporter. Brad, if you want a free trifold, you don't have the $25, go to my website, go to DeleteLawZ.com, go to contact, and then go to contact and put your full mailing address. Your full mailing address. Exactly perfect so I can copy and paste it. So Brad, if you want it, it's to say Brad Seymour, 123 Main Street, apartment B, Anywhereville, USA, 89712. That's how it has to be, just like that. Ms. Constitutional Rights is a big supporter. She's donating to me. I'm donating back. And that's all I have to do. I want to, so Todd Epperson, we haven't got to do it yet, but there was somebody in the chat the other day and they said, hey, I want a hoodie, but I can't afford it. And Todd Epperson actually sent me an email and said, Chille, find that person. What was the person's name, Todd? Oh, I'm sure that I did, Charles. I'm sure that I did. I don't miss anybody. My goal is to get a trifold in every car in America to make the Fifth Amendment just so ubiquitous that everybody knows you have to say the words, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. So I know it. So Steve said, hey, Chille, what state do you think you'd run for governor? California, Nevada, would love New Jersey, but no, that's not possible. Well, it could be. I mean, I don't know yet. I'm not sure yet, Steve. Nevada, California. I don't want to move back home to Alaska. New Mexico. I looked at Florida. I looked at Ohio. I looked at Connecticut. I looked at up in the Northeast. There's New Hampshire, New York. New York's a huge metropolis. I'm going to have to get millions and millions of subscribers to run in New York to make sure that we have enough. So anyway, Alaska is my hometown. My home state is where I'm from. So anyway, Todd Epperson the other day, he said to me, he sent me an email. Someone in the chat asked for a hoodie and they didn't have the money for a hoodie. And Todd Epperson sent me an email and said, hey, Chille, I'm looking for his name again. I can't find it. He said to me, hey, Chille, I want to get that person in the chat the other day a hoodie. And Todd, I can't even remember the name of the person that you said, but he sent me 3 follow-up emails and said, Chille, who was that person? Who was that person in the chat? They said, if you can't afford it, just hit me up, Kimono, and I'll send you a trifold out for free. This is my goal, to get a trifold in every single car in America and for you to invoke your Fifth Amendment right. So if people donate to me, I give away my products for free. That's the way it has to go. Michigan. Yeah, I'll be up in Michigan next month. I'll see you in Michigan next month. I will be up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan in March of next month to go help my friend Press with Rancor. He's being charged with a felony, and so I'm heading up to Michigan to go spend a little time up there to expose the dirty prosecutor, Lauren Wickman. She's a dirty prosecutor. She's charging my friend Press with Rancor with a felony. So I'll be going up to Michigan to blow the place up with media attention that they're charging my friend Press with Rancor with a felony. But I just wanted to point out Todd Epperson, because he reached out to me, like Felicia, who donates. I mean, literally, she's donated thousands of dollars to people and to me. And I just wanted to point out, there, Deanna, there you go, Todd. If you want to get a hoodie for someone, get one from Deanna Cherry. She's been with me for a long time. She's been a member of Team DLZ for a long time. She's an amazing person. She's a moderator, and she's just great. She's been here with me. This is emotional. It's emotional bearing your soul in front of thousands of people. If you didn't know that, you've never done it before. So I'm doing it, and it is emotional. Now, check this out. This is one of the most brutal videos you'll ever watch. There's no blood. There's no gore. So, hey, YouTube China, if you guys check my community tab, you'll see that every video I've done in the past week is demonetized by YouTube. Go check out my community tab on DLZ Clips. So this video is brutal. This video is absolutely brutal. Indiana.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car! Hands where I can see you! Turn around. You're under arrest. Turn around. You're under arrest. Tell me, turn around. Stop resisting. Yeah, you were. Stop moving.
Sent you a trifold, Buckaroo. It's in the mail. Look how he's treating her. Look how he's. What are you doing to her? Oh my God. What is he doing to her? Thanks, Peter.
One female in custody. No use of force.
No use of force? Did he say no use of force? He said no use of force. He's just a moron.
Yeah, you were.
I wasn't eluding, she's saying.
Stop moving.
He's such a dunce cap. We shouldn't be putting torture cuffs on people.
I don't care.
I know, we know you don't care, you evil demon. Look what he's doing to her.
One female in custody. No use of force. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Right, one female, white female. I've read
I wasn't eluding.
You're under arrest, ma'am, for felony eluding.
Now he's just concerned about arresting someone, no standard of care, but listen to the words that she says here.
What the hell are you trying to do? Stop resisting!
Look at her face. She's having a medical crisis right now. I'll show you what exactly happened to her, but she's having a medical crisis, a major medical crisis.
She keeps trying to use these keys like stab.
No, I didn't.
She's trying. He says she's trying to use her.
Use the keys as a weapon.
No,
She keeps trying to use these keys like stab.
She's trying to use these keys to stab. No, she's not. She's not at all.
no, I didn't.
Ma'am. I wasn't trying to use the keys as a weapon.
No, I'm not.
Just let go of them. Just let go of them, ma'am.
She's trying to use her keys as a weapon. No, she's not.
Let me put them in my pocket.
No. Just let go of the keys. She's trying to use them as a weapon. Let go of
No,
the
I'm
keys.
not.
Then let go of them. All right.
I wasn't eluding.
She's having a major medical crisis. I'll show you the story in a second.
All right, ma'am, we're already over that. Do you have anything to poke to hurt me?
No,
Good.
I wasn't eluding.
Do you have a license on you, ma'am?
Yes.
Where's it at?
In my back pocket.
All right, appreciate it. Don't go for it. I'm done with you reaching around. Stop.
I didn't know I was being pulled over.
Okay, my license sirens didn't give you a clue on Yelp Highway, ma'am?
No.
No, you just wanted to keep driving at lower speed? You wanted to hit a bunch of barriers and stuff?
No, I'm not feeling real well.
Yeah? Not at all?
No, that's
Why's
why I
that?
left work.
I'm not feeling real well. That's why I left work.
Not at all. All right, can't stop. One moment. You're under arrest.
I wasn't eluding. I'm not feeling well. She left work because she's not feeling good. It's raining. And look how he's treating her. 2 arms squeezing on her arm with her in torture cuffs.
I wasn't eluding.
All right, ma'am. It's time for you to be quiet, okay?
Please don't
So
talk
you
to
have
me.
the right to remain silent. It's the right time to attorney. Any state can be.
Look how out of control and angry he is. Listen to his tone and the way he talks.
Quiet, okay?
Please don't
So
talk
you
to
have
me.
the right to remain silent. It's the right time to attorney. Any state can be against you in a court of law. You have the right to your thoughts before answering questions.
Please don't
You have the
arrest
right to have
me.
attorney present during the questioning.
Please
You
don't
cannot afford
arrest
attorney
me.
when we point about conflict of desire. You can exercise the right to any time. You understand these rights, ma'am?
Please don't arrest me.
Is that a yes or no?
Yes,
Fantastic. So why wouldn't I not arrest you at this point?
because I wasn't eluding.
Okay. How much
I
alcohol have
promise.
you had tonight?
I haven't had any.
When's the last time you had any? Roughly. Like,
12 hours ago. 12 hours ago? Okay. One moment.
There's no standard of care. There's no standard of care for the human being who they're treating this way.
Yeah, she was fighting with me to keep them in her hands with their feet. Uncuff me. No. Please, we're way past that. You. I'm pulled over.
There it is. We're way past that. And why do they say that? Why do they say we're way past that? Because he's lost his composure. He's lost his composure, so now they're way past that. Now they're way past that.
Ma'am, was that thing used meth? I haven't used any meth.
Asking her if she used meth, she's having a medical crisis.
When? Was that thing used meth? I haven't. Not at all? No. What about heroin? No. No? Okay, so why'd you leave work? Because I was feeling dizzy. Why were you feeling dizzy? I think I'm really tired. So being really tired makes you dizzy and then you start hitting barriers and stuff?
Let me speak for Steve. Steve said down here that, ugh, I can't say what I want to say. Let me say it. This man is an evil jackboot thug pig who I can't help but not forgive for the way he's treated this woman. We've created a jackboot thug pig society that the most important thing is officer safety based on the 1968 case called Terry versus Ohio. Put it in the chat, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. He's allowed to detain her based on Terry versus Ohio. His job is to meet a certain amount of performance evaluation tasks. They're no longer quotas, they're performance evaluations. This is a jackboot thug pig who's evil. He doesn't care about the woman that he's beating and torturing and jerking her around, and then he radios in no use of force as he rips her and pulls her and puts her in torture cuffs and throws her keys on the ground and says, you're trying to use your keys as a weapon. We've allowed this to perpetuate in our country based on that it was only happening to black people throughout the early 20th century, and that it was okay to do this to black people throughout the earliest 20th century. Not everything's racist. Police were created for black people. They used to be called the South Carolina slave catchers in 1704. I don't like that. I don't like that the laws were created for black people, but they were. What you're seeing happening to her was only intended to happen to black people. It's a fact. It's a fact. Hopefully I said everything you want to say, Steve.
I was confused. About what? Where I was. Why are you confused where you were? Because I think I'm tired. So, how was sleep for you last night, ma'am? Like 6 hours. You got 6 hours of sleep and you're that tired? You're not sure where you're at, what you're doing? Is that what you're telling me? Yeah? Okay. Why is that? Just let me go, please. What kind of medication are you taking, ma'am? I'm not taking any. Not at all. Any antidepressants, pain medications, anti-anxiety.
Is that right? So you say? Is that right? Did you two connect somehow? So you say is going to get Freddie a hoodie? Okay. Let's do it. So you say reach out to me, and Freddie reach out to me, and let's get it done.
Bipolar medication? No. Lithium? Nothing? None at all. Okay. Handcuff me. All right, ma'am. At this time, you're also under arrest for DUI.
What?
You're under arrest for DUI and felony eluding. For what? She'll be in custody for DUI and felony eluding. It's not under the influence. All right, ma'am. Everything you're telling me is you're under the influence, okay? No, I'm just really tired. Okay, I'm glad you're really tired.
She's tired. She doesn't feel good. She wasn't eluding. Please don't put me in cuffs. Please don't arrest me. I'm not feeling well. I left work because I'm not feeling well.
Yeah, get a bag on. Well, that's going to be a long night now, ma'am.
It's going to be a long night that almost kills her.
We're way past that.
Oh, we're way past that again. Put it in the chat. What does we're way past that now means? That means the cop has lost his composure. That's what that means. That means the cop, when the cop says we're way past that now, that means the police officer has lost his composure. It's not about law and order. It's not about protecting and serving. We're past that now because I'm mad and I've lost my composure. I can't look at you as a human being. I need to look at you as a subject. They don't look you in the eyes. When I was in jail the other night, none of the guards would look me in the eyes. I stood there in the window of the cell that they put me in, and I just stood there and looked out at them. That's all I did. I was there for 12 hours. And when the guards walked by, I just looked at them in the eyes to see if they would look at me, to see if they would look at me and see that I don't belong in here and that I'm being treated unfairly. And none of them would look me in the eyes. None of them. When they served the food through the little slot on the door, because as you know, I'm a hardened criminal now that I've been arrested, they didn't open the door to serve me the food. They opened the door and slipped it through a slot, including the drink. And when they did it, they came to the door. They were as close to me and you. So I walked up and I said, hey, what's in the bag for food? And I looked right at them. He wouldn't look me in the eyes. He wants to treat me like a subject, like I don't matter, like my life doesn't matter. Let me go, she's saying.
All right, if you can turn towards my camera right here, ma'am. Like I said, everything's being audio recorded, okay?
Yeah, they're audio and video recording you abusing someone who's going through a health crisis, a legitimate health crisis. You're going to see this video ends in 10 seconds. You're going to see what actually she was going through.
Let me go. Man, we're way past that stage. If you would stop for me on the highway when after my lights.
Once again, we're way past that because I turned on my lights and siren and you're supposed to submit to my authority.
Man, we're way past that stage. If you would stop for me on the highway when after my lights, if you were cool,
if you submitted to me, then I accept you.
Way too late for that. You would stop for me on the highway when after my lights, and if you were cool, I would have home.
Service with humility. It's the motto for Washington State Patrol. The department says its troopers are the most visible part of the agency and provide the best public safety services to the people of Washington.
So being really tired makes you dizzy and you start hitting barriers and stuff? I was confused. About what? Where I was. Why are you confused where you were?
Unfortunately, we know the answer now. Nicole McClure was suffering a brain bleed.
Put her name in the chat. Her name was Nicole McClure. Nicole McClure. Her name is Nicole McClure. And she's a person and she's a human being and she's not your subject. And if she didn't stop when you had your lights and siren on, she's having a medical emergency. But their job is to hurt us, to arrest us. And if you make them mad, we're past any kind of decency now. Now I'm going to put you in a dungeon, put you in torture cuffs. I'm going to hurt you, jerk you around like you don't matter. Nicole McClure was having a brain bleed. She had to have emergency brain surgery. They left her locked up for 24 hours. She almost died in jail.
Unfortunately,
confused. About what?
I'm confused, she's saying.
Start hitting barriers and stuff? I was confused. About
so she's not saying she's drunk or she's on meth. She's saying she's confused.
What? Where I was.
She's confused to where she was. If you're hitting barriers, you're confused to where you are, you're having a health crisis, a mental crisis. She's having a crisis. She's actually having a brain bleed.
Why are you confused where you were?
Unfortunately, we know the answer now. Nicole McClure was suffering a brain bleed. Instead of getting help, she was arrested for DUI and eluding and sat in a jail cell for more than a day.
It pains me to say that we as an entity failed her to identify that she appeared to have been in distress, clearly as evident by what transpired.
They call this guy a law enforcement expert. It pains him to see that they didn't treat her right. He's the expert.
She appeared to have been in distress, clearly as evident by what transpired.
Jerry Rodriguez is an expert with 35 years of law enforcement experience. I showed him the video from this incident. He tells me He doesn't understand how it got this far.
And arrest her for felony eluding plus driving while under the influence, again, without a field sobriety test, and with the person saying something to the effect that they're tired, they're dizzy.
Did not test, did not ask if she'd been drinking, did not ask, do you have any physical impairments? Are you limping? Do you have any injuries?
Incidents like McClure's do happen, but they don't always have the same outcome.
I think we just send her in the ambulance. Ma'am, we're going to have you go with the ambulance.
In South Carolina, near Charleston, the same year of McClure's incident, Mount Pleasant police dealt with almost the exact circumstances. But these officers did not cuff this driver and throw her in jail.
I think something medical is going on with you and you really need to go to the hospital and get checked out.
According to the department's Facebook, the woman thanked the officers later for saving her life.
Protect and serve the people. You are a public servant. You work for us.
Helping her to get surgery to remove a brain tumor.
Wow.
McClure's attorney tells me Washington State to get surgery to remove a brain tumor. McClure's attorney tells me Washington State and Thurston County.
Take a look. She had to have major brain surgery. Her head is indented now in the side. Notice her head was not indented when we saw the video. She had a round skull. They had to cut into her head to save her life from the brain bleed.
Failed Nicole.
It hits you. This is a person whose life is never going to be the same, and she's never going to be the same.
See that? She doesn't have a dent in the side of her head right there.
In Seattle, AJ Janavel, Fox 13 News.
Fox 13 News reached out to the Attorney General's office for comment today. By law, the AG provides WSP with legal counsel. And despite a lot of eyes on this story at this hour, we've still not heard back.
Who did they reach out to again? Listen carefully. Listen.
Jay Janavel, Fox 13 News.
Listen carefully. I'm going to come on camera here. Listen carefully to what this state-run media reporter says. Listen to what he says here.
Fox 13 News reached out to the Attorney General's office for comment.
Who does the Attorney General work for? The governor. Who hires the Attorney General? The governor. The Attorney General for Ronald Reagan is the one who financed the war on drugs. The Attorney General for Richard Nixon is the one who wrote the 1970 Substance Abuse Act, the Controlled Substance Act, the war on drugs that we live in now. People say it's Biden's America, it's Trump's America. No, it's not. We're living in Richard Nixon's America. The war on drugs was created by Richard Nixon to lock up hippies and blacks, hippies who opposed the Vietnam War, and blacks. Richard Nixon was a devout racist. We're living in Richard Nixon's America. So the next time you hear someone say, this is Trump's America, this is Biden's America, this is Obama's America, no, it's not. What's the most prevalent reason why someone goes to jail today? Chemicals. Who created the war on chemicals? Richard Nixon. What are cops always doing? Trying to arrest you for what? From Mary Jane to cocaine. They're trying to arrest you for chemicals. The number one reason someone's in prison today, chemicals. So whose America is this that we're living in? A racist, authoritarian criminal named Richard Nixon. And what happened after that when Ford came into office and pardoned Nixon? Ford kept the war on drugs going. And then you get to Jimmy Carter. What did he do? The exact same thing. Keep going down the line. It's the exact same thing. George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr., Obama, Bill Clinton wrote the 1994 crime bill with the president now, Joe Biden. Obama then droned to death millions of people in the Middle East. He said, George Bush drove us into a ditch. And then Obama just started mowing down people in the Middle East. He kept it going, expanded to 2 more wars. And then you get Donald Trump in there. What does he do? He creates red flag laws and bans bump stocks. People are in prison today for that. He creates Operation Warp Speed. How's that going? Millions of people around the world are figuring out how that's going.
Today. By law, the AG provides WSP with legal counsel. And despite a lot of eyes on the
Washington State Police is who the AG provides legal counsel. So then that means the Attorney General, who's supposed to be the Attorney General for the state, works for the cops.
the story at this hour. We've still not heard back. We've also reached out to Thurston County officials who say they can't comment on active cases.
We're going to get into this video here. This is
citizen and a professional.
This is all talking, and I want to cover this. This is Sheepdog here. Oh, I'm not subscribed. Sorry about that, Sheepdog. I thought I was. I hit the like button already, and then I dropped my comment in here already. I'll cover this video. Thank you for sharing. Unreal. Sheepdog replied to me. Oh, yeah, I'll give you a call, Sheepdog, for sure. %, I'll give you a call, Sheepdog. Let's cover his video, and I want to cover his video, and let's go ahead and give him a call. And oh, thank you, Christy Pretty. Thank you. Sent me a Cash App. Russ sent me a Cash App. Robert Carroll sent me a Cash App. Jeremy Carmack sent me a Cash App. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Desiree sent me a Cash App. Darren Thompson sent me a Cash App. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Team DLZ, we don't stop. So let's do that. Let's reach out, and I'm going to cover his video. I'm going to call this number in 1 second here. This is an absolute travesty of justice, what's going on here. And let's get into the video a little bit, and then I'm going to call Sheepdog on the phone, and we're going to have to see if he's available. He may be busy, you know, but this is right here. Let's get to the title here. Sheepdog convicted for saying MFer to San Antonio police SWAT pig.
Hey, folks, I'm here with Jack Miller. Yes, I did not go into court like
CJ Grisham is a really great attorney in Texas. He's a freedom fighter. I haven't had a chance to speak with him personally, but I'd like to someday. I really admire your work, CJ. I saw you at that city council meeting, CJ. I saw you go up and back up Jack Miller at that city council meeting when the city council was out of control and trying to control free speech and being authoritarian. CJ Grisham, I salute you, sir. Jack Miller, I salute you, sir. Thank you. You guys are patriots. Thank you for your service to this country. And when you get a lawyer like CJ Grisham or a Michael Eline, who's in California and Texas, Alan Beck in California, you just start to get to this Michael Mee in Las Vegas, who represents me, Michael M-E-E. This man is a freedom fighter, and I got nothing but support and admiration for you, Mr. Grisham. And I would absolutely love to connect with you and get you into the network of people that I'm creating with a funding apparatus through, I'm not going to say anything else, through the nonprofit, but I'm going to let this go, and we'll talk about that later.
I had my suit on, but I already changed. So I wanted to get Jack here. We had your trial today from a 2018 case. And in that 2018 case, you and several people were at a police substation. You were charged with 3 counts of disorderly conduct. And because you said apparently some words. Now, what you were charged with is not what you were found guilty of, interestingly enough.
Correct.
As a matter of fact, the one thing that you were found guilty of was never mentioned. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, my first loss was today. And I'm going to put that in quotation marks. I'll explain in a second.
The man lost. No, just kidding. But yeah, but no.
But we did a good job of decimating their arguments. The only thing that Mr. Miller got really that the judge found was his use of the word motherfucker.
The use of the word motherfucker.
So in San Antonio, apparently you're not allowed to use the word motherfucker in front of a police officer. And because of that, he was found.
Who would have known?
He was found guilty on all 3 counts, but he was only fined $250. So, you know, he didn't throw the book at him, which is good. And we also, I've already advised the court that we're going to appeal. I've got to do that formally in writing. But the court does know that we're going to appeal. And I am 100% confident we're going to win on appeal because this issue has already been litigated. There is nothing unconstitutional or unlawful about calling, or even not even call. It was just saying the word motherfucker, or even saying to a cop.
What I said was name and badge numbers. Name and badge numbers.
Several
name
times.
And badge numbers. And then they said, we got something to do. I said, your policy, and it is their policy, is when requested by a citizen, you are to provide your name and badge number to a citizen in a professional and courteous manner. So because they were violating that policy after they slammed the door into somebody, which is why I was filming them in the first place, I didn't go to confront these folks. I was just present to talk to a sergeant about a towing issue. And when I saw the door slam, I'm like, name and badge number, name and badge numbers. They're violating their policy. And I said, name and badge number, motherfuckers.
And they were getting into a vehicle. So it's not like he was even in their face or anything.
They got it. They laughed, got in their vehicles and left.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, Fusion Center tells them, write up a report, write up some tickets. You get the tickets in the mail. And I said, when they slammed the door, I think Padilla said something like, I want to talk to you guys. So I'm not answering your questions. I found that to be funny. And I said, get the fuck out of here. Forget about it. Right.
Yeah.
So they had.
But he didn't get you for that.
They complained about the word fuck when I said, get the fuck out of here. And I was sitting down when I said that. And then an officer testified that I said cocksucker, which I never said. And then also, badge number motherfuckers. And to my surprise, I thought the city judge cannot dismiss the case, because if he does, he's out of here. The city's going to handle him because there's a big lawsuit associated with this when it's done. But I thought he was going to just go with the testimony of the officer about the word, the C word. But he came back and said specifically, the use of the word motherfucker is illegal.
Yeah.
And you're guilty of disorderly conduct, $250 fine.
Okay. So I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but in your trifold right here, I curse out cops is upheld by the 1971 case of Cohen versus California. And the ruling, the holding by Justice Harlan said, by using these words, you get to know the depths of my feelings. Justin Harlan said, one man's vulgarity and is another man's lyric. Cursing out cops, Houston versus Hill. Expressive disorder is inevitable in a society that's dedicated to individual freedom and must be protected if that freedom is to survive. Mr. Hill interrupted police, and I can interrupt you as well. That's interrupting cops. On the Fifth Amendment cop card right here. Let me open up the screen big so you guys can see it. On the Fifth Amendment cop card right there, it says, number 5, you tell the cop off, vulgar language. Cop says he's going to charge you with this or with that. While filming, you state, my right to free speech is protected by the First Amendment. First Amendment's upheld by the 1971 case of Cohen versus California. Cop loses qualified immunity for arresting you. Cop says, let me talk, don't interrupt me. While filming, you state, my right to free speech is protected by the First Amendment. The First Amendment's upheld by the 1987 case of Houston versus Hill. I put these cards together because I'm an autodidactic constitutional law scholar. I learned all these things completely on my own. Long after college, I was in my late 20s. And so what's happening here is an absolute travesty of justice. An absolute travesty of justice. And we're seeing it happen right here. And this happened to Sheepdog.
So that's the deal.
My tie costs $250.
Yeah, we'll be appealing it. I would advise SAPD not to go out and release a victory press conference just yet, because I am going to appeal, and you are going to lose at the appellate level. The case law is very clear on this. You can say fuck you to a cop. You can call him a motherfucker. You can call him all kinds of things, especially when you're at a distance, because I don't believe that several elements were even met here. I don't think the immediate incitement was met because Jack was at a safe distance. The guys
10
were
feet away at all times.
Oh, more than that. I think at the time where you said name and badge number, motherfucker, you were way more than 10 feet.
15, 20 feet maybe.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Jack, Chille from DeleteLawZ. Hey, buddy, I'm covering your video right now. Would love to have you come on a StreamYard. Team DLZ is stronger than ever, growing in numbers by leaps and bounds. So many people are contributing and being a part of it. And I want to bring you into this, and I want to cover this case and be like a little birdie flying over and watching what's happening, and allow Team DLZ to follow what's happening with you and CJ Grisham, and you being charged for calling that cop a mother effer, which I thought that was pretty kind. You didn't say his mother was a mother effer. You didn't say his kid was a mother effer. I thought, you left his family out of it. I think there's no reason why you can't call a cop a mother effer. I'm leaving this message with you, and there's over 500 people here between Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter watching right now. So I just wanted to invite you. I'm going to send you a link to StreamYard right now. My teeth are starting to kill me. I've been on for 2 hours. I just had surgery on my mouth. So, but I would love if we could catch you. You may be busy. I'm sorry, but I got your number. You gave it to me. I actually already had your number on my phone. So I'm really excited to watch CJ work here. And the appellate court is going to strike this down like a redheaded stepchild in the July sun. So I can't wait to see what happens. Give me a call back, Jack. I'm going to leave my phone on right here, and the crowd is waiting here if you want to come in. And yeah, Basil said, bring acorns. Talk to you soon, Jack. Later. He got back to me. I'm going to send him a link to StreamYard real quick. Let's watch a little more of the video. I'm going to send him a link.
So you won yesterday with Cody. I saw that you gave him a coin and everything. Do I get a coin for a loss? Do you have a special coin for that?
You get no. Well, you get an appeal.
Well, we haven't lost yet.
When we win the
really
appeal,
lost yet.
yeah. When we win the appeal, you get the
coin when I get the appeal. Is it a special appeal coin?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's got to be a special.
I guess I
coin.
need to make an appellate.
Appellate coin. A win on appeal coin.
But you'll still have, regardless. Once I give you this coin, it'll be the first one where I actually. I mean, this is the third trial. You would have been the third coin, but this was the first actual contested trial.
Yeah.
The other ones were dismissed at trial before we even swore anybody in.
So the ones you won, did you have any plans to go to Disneyland?
No, not yet. Not yet.
My plans after this loss is to go get some more motherfucking tickets for the word motherfucker. I'm gonna write it all over my goddamn truck.
All right. So anyway, guys, that's the
get ready to work.
I lost my first case today.
So CJ Grisham has never lost a case, and he lost his first case based on the judge. I mean, this shows you. Now, let me give you a little bit more information. The 19 so
didn't help me today, but
okay. So you guys, I showed you the case law. It's plain as day. Right here. So here's the case law. 1971 Cohen versus California, 1987 Houston versus Hill. And I showed you the case law, and look what the judge did. The judge found against Jack Miller because he's an activist and he's an auditor. They found against him in a discriminatory fashion. So then you would say to yourself that the judge would be punished from this because he clearly violated the constitutional free speech of the First Amendment. He violated the Supreme Court holding in Cohen versus California of 1971, and he violated the Supreme Court holding of Houston versus Hill in 1987. They're listed in your trifold that you curse out cops. I have this for you so that when you call that cop a mother effer, you can show him this and say, hey, you lose your qualified immunity. I have a God-given right to speak. I'll use any words I want. I made this for you so that you would be able to tell these jackboot thug pigs, read between the lines, copper. Now, when the judge held against Jack Miller and said that he committed a crime and gave him a $250 fine for calling that San Antonio pig a mother effer, he violated the Constitution, right? Put a 1 in the chat if that's true. The judge violated the Constitution. Put a 1 in the chat if that's true. Exactly correct. Trifold touchdown camera. That's how you do it, just like Brick said. So when the judge violated the Constitution, surely there would be an apparatus that would punish that judge for violating the Constitution. Surely he committed he gave an unconstitutional ruling, and so there would be a way to hold him accountable. No. The 1951 case of Tenney versus Brandoff, Tenney Brandhove, Tenney versus Brandoff. The Tenney Commission was created right after World War II ended in 1945. The Tenney Commission was specifically a committee that had been dedicated to rooting out anything that would be considered communist or un-American. So now when Tenney is in the committee and he says, hey, wait a minute, what's happening here is kind of crazy. The idea that we have this committee and there's no rule of law here. We're just a committee looking out things that are unconstitutional. Tenney revolted and ends up winning the Supreme Court called Tenney versus Brandoff. And there was judges on the Tenney versus Brandoff committee. So what happened when Tenney versus Brandoff, when it went to the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court held the unelected 9 black robe tyrants that judges would be granted immunity from prosecution for doing anything unconstitutional, that politicians would be granted immunity. This is your first phase of qualified immunity. And if you want me to here, I'll show you right here. I'll come back. We're about 1 minute and 37 seconds. We're going to come right back to his, I don't know if it's going to be right here. Can you guys see that? Let me see what you guys can see. Okay. So Brandoff right here, this decision established the absolute immunity of state legislative officials from damages actions brought under Section 1983, Title 242. A criminal act would be a Title 18. What you file, what I file when I'll sue these pigs this next month for violating my rights and arresting me tonight will be a Title 42. As you can see here, Title 42, 1983, 1984, deprivation of rights under the color of law. Tenney versus Brandoff, what it allows you to do is gives the state legislators official from damages actions against 1982. So if you get into a list here, which will take just a second to take a look at it. I don't have much time left. My teeth are absolutely killing me. But now when we get in here, respondent suit. Let me open it big so you guys can read this with me. I want you to learn this little tidbit of knowledge here. Respondent Tenney sued petitioners in federal district court for damages under U.S. Code 843 and 47, alleging that in connection with an investigation by the committee of a California legislator, he'd been deprived of rights by the federal Constitution. Petitioners are the committee and the members thereof, all of whom are members of the legislature, held. From the allegations of the complaint, it appears the petitioners were acting in a field where legislators traditionally have power to act and do not create civil liability for such conduct. The privilege of legislators to be free from arrest or civil prosecution for what they do or say in legislative proceedings has been carefully preserved in the formation of our state and national government. No. So just so you know, this is based on 14th century Roman law. Common law, that legislators were granted immunity. The Supremacy Clause of the Constitution, which solidified in 1791, Bill of Rights added 1793. The Supremacy Clause of the Constitution says that nothing goes above the Constitution, nothing comes before it, and nothing goes after it. The Constitution is the rule of law. Tenney versus Brandoff, the tenets of Tenney versus Brandoff, is based on 14th century Roman common law. And look how they write it in the state. They say the privilege of legislators be free of unrest for what they do has been carefully preserved in the formation of our state and national government. Congress did not intend to limit this privilege by subjugating legislators to civil acts for acts done with the sphere of legislative activity. The privilege is not destroyed by a claim that the motives of the legislators were improper. And this is what Tenney's claim was, that what they were doing was illegal because they didn't have the power under the rule of law to enforce things that they just considered to be un-American. Tenney then pled the fifth for the entire trial. Wouldn't say a word because he didn't want to incriminate himself as being a part of an organization, of a committee, the Tenney Committee, that was doing things that were unconstitutional. So let's continue down just a little bit more. In order to find that a legislative committee investigation has exceeded the bounds of legislative power, it must be obvious that there was an usurpation of functions exclusively vested in the judiciary or the executive. Legislative privilege deserves greater respect in a case which defendants are members of the legislature. Read that again. Legislative privilege deserves greater respect in a case which the defendants are members of the legislature, and where officials acting on behalf of the legislator is sued, or where legislator seeks affirmative aid of the courts to assert a privilege. In an action brought against respondents against petitioner under U.S. 8, the district court dismissed the complaint. The court granted certiorari to the Supreme Court. Justice Frank Furter delivered the opinion. William Brandoff brought the action against the United States District Court in the Northern District of California, alleging he had been deprived of his rights guaranteed by the federal Constitution. The defendants are Jack B. Tenney and other members of the committee of the California legislature, the Senate Fact-Finding Committee on Un-American Activities, colloquially called the Tenney Committee. Also named as defendants in the committee are Elmer E. Robertson, mayor of San Francisco. See, the mayor has to get immunity. This is the first qualified immunity that you're talking about in America. The second qualified immunity that you're talking about in America is going to be the 1967 case of Pearson versus Ray, which is going to give police qualified immunity. You hear about qualified immunity all the time, but you don't hear about Tenney versus Brandoff that gives legislators and prosecutors and judges immunity from prosecution, even when they do things that are unconstitutional. And so then as it comes here, the action is based on U.S. Code 43 and 48, Title 8. These sections derive from one of the statutes passed in 1871, the 1871 Civil Rights Act, aimed at enforcing the 14th Amendment. The 1871 Civil Rights Act was created to stop the KKK from hanging black men. The 1871 Civil Rights Act was a series of civil rights acts starting after 1865, the 13th Amendment was passed, then 1866. The 1866 Civil Rights Act is where you're going to get the Justice Department that's going to spring out of that. We don't have a Justice Department in America until after what's called Reconstruction. When you hear the term Reconstruction in America, people think, oh, we're going to reconstruct America because black people are going to be free after 1865. No. What Reconstruction actually means is the reconstruction of the Constitution, because the Constitution is a fundamentally racist document, sadly. And so when you say the term Reconstruction, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment are going to reconstruct the Constitution and strike down the provision that black men can't go into the cannot escape from slavery in the South. And so these three different tenets of the Constitution. So the 1866 Civil Rights Act, the 1868 Civil Rights Act, the 1871 Civil Rights Act, all of these Civil Rights Acts are based on stopping the KKK. You're going to get the Cruikshank case of 1876 based on the 1866 Civil Rights Act being violated, when William Cruikshank, is going to execute several dozen black men after the battle in Louisiana between Republicans and Democrats holding the state legislature. So it's a lot of information. I apologize, but if you can keep up, then there's a lot of good stuff in there that you can look up later. Every person who under the color, statute, ordinance, regulation, custom, or usage of any state, territory, subjects, or causes to be subjected any citizen of the United States or other person within the jurisdiction thereof to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured by the Constitution and laws shall be liable to the party injured in an action of law, suit in equity, or other proper proceedings. So what does the 18th Civil Rights Act actually do? It says that every person under the color of any statute, ordinance, regulation, custom, or usage of any state or territory, subjects, or causes to be subjected any citizen of the United States or other persons within the jurisdiction thereof to the deprivation of rights, privileges, or immunities secured by the Constitution shall be liable. Well, Tenney versus Brandoff is going to reverse this. Section 47.3 provides a civil remedy for two or more persons who may conspire to deprive the rights of a constitutional right of another. Reduced to its legal essentials, the complaint shows the facts that the Tenney Committee was constituted by a resolution of the California Senate, June 20th, 1947, 2 years after World War II. On January 28th, 1949, Brandoff circulated a petition among the members of the state legislature. He alleges that it was circulated in order to persuade the legislature not to appropriate further funds for the committee. The petition charged that the committee had used Brandoff as a tool in order to smear Congressman Frank Havener as a red. Remember, everything's against communism and against Stalin and against Hitler. And so when he was a candidate for mayor of San Francisco in 1947. So you can sit and read this entire thing if you want to, but this gives you a clue as to where to look. Remember, I've studied this stuff so in depth that just me explaining it to you may sound really confusing. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Shoot me an email and we can talk about it more in detail.
Citizen in a professional, courteous manner. A win on appeal point.
But you'll still have, regardless, once I give you this coin, it'll be the first one where this is the third trial. You would have been the third coin, but this was the first actual contested trial.
Yeah.
The other ones were dismissed at trial before we even swore anybody in.
So the ones you won, did you have any plans to go to Disneyland?
No, not yet. Not yet.
My plans after this loss is to go get some more motherfucking tickets for the word motherfucker. I'm gonna write it all over my goddamn truck.
All right. So anyway, guys, that's the.
Get ready to work.
I lost my first case today. The shoes didn't help me today, but
I'm not going to drive around San Antonio though. I'm going to drive up to Austin.
I'm very confident we're going to win on appeal, and so we'll just have to keep this updated. But apparently, if you're in San Antonio, don't say motherfucker.
Don't say motherfucker.
Don't say motherfucker.
Unless you're with like a couple of thousand people downtown rioting, then you can say anything you want.
If you're rioting, you see that's the
nobody
key.
was written one disorderly conduct ticket during that time.
That's the key. You've got to be rioting if you're going to say motherfucker.
Got to have thousands of people in rioting.
You've got to be destroying stuff, lighting it on fire.
You have to say this is a police protest out loud, and this is going to be the 2019 case of Nivens versus Bartlett, where in the dicta of the case, Neil Gorsuch is going to say that if you're protesting police and then they arrest you for a petty or misdemeanor crime and the police are retaliating against you. 2019 Nivens versus Bartlett.
Fire. But if all you do is you say, and also don't be a white male.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
don't be a black one either. We're all subjected to it. Don't be a Latino. Don't be an Asian. Don't challenge this government in any way, shape, or form.
But any other thing, by all means, apparently it's not disorderly to destroy your community and say motherfucker, but it is if you just ask for name and badge number, motherfucker.
Absolutely amazing.
But it is what it is.
CJ did an astonishing job.
I respect the court's decision, but we're going to respectfully just appeal it. And
I just want to say I was impressed. I wasn't surprised at CJ's abilities in court. It was a 3.5-hour trial, 3 witnesses, and all the rigmarole. He did an exceptional job defending. Even the judge afterwards told him what an exceptional job he did presenting the case. So he did an exceptional job.
I hold cops accountable, but now we've really got to hold them accountable because I don't think we got accountability here. I think they believe they got away with it. And
I told CJ walking into the city on this case that he's not going to win. They can't let me walk out of here with a not guilty. There's too much at stake for them regarding the civil side. And they know that. I made it. It's been made very clear to them. They know I sue. They know I have a firm that sues. They know I have attorneys that sue for civil right violations, and they know they're getting sued for this malicious prosecution. And there's too much at stake for them. So I told CJ, man, there's no way you're going to walk out of here with a not guilty verdict. So this is no surprise. It's not a loss in my eyes. He did an exceptional job.
Well, and it was good enough to where it wasn't just a quick, all right, you're guilty. The judge even had to look further into the evidence before he made his decision. He wanted to review the video again. So at least I put enough doubt in his mind that he wasn't as quick to find you guilty. And
it's against all of us. It's hey, Joe Pickrell, I got your message. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, dude. God bless you.
And he also lowered
and the judge
fines.
The judge was fairly fair.
Yeah.
He conducted his trial accordingly. For the most part, there's some points of appeal that were noted by CJ during the trial, and but the judge was fair as he could be in this situation, and he did give me the state was asking for the maximum sentence, and of course CJ asked for nothing, and the judge could have gave me I think Padilla walked away with like $3,000 total in fines.
Yeah,
I got $250. It's times 3. So that's what I'm GED.
$963 total if you include the court.
$900.
$963 if you include the court costs.
My GED Jack math came out to like $400, but okay, I believe the attorney. He's got a law degree, so he knows. God dang.
$963.
It's gonna take me 960 years.
You're gonna have to do some more videos.
It's gonna take 960 years to pay that.
All right, guys. You guys take care. Be safe. Be free. Again, I do respect the verdict. I just disagree with it, and we're just going to appeal, and we're going to let the process work.
For the record, my tie's from Walmart, guys. I don't buy that boozy shit.
I don't either. All right, y'all take care.
So Steve asked how we could overturn Terry versus Ohio. So this is a poster. I have 10 of these laminated posters in. You can get them on my website, DeleteLawZ.com. But if you take a look at this poster that I designed, this took 2 months of me and one of my best friends in the world, and we spent so much time designing this poster. This line down here is the prison industry. You see the line down here, and then it goes up, and it's coming back right here. So right here, this little crevice of time right here, this is 1920. And if you go up right here, this is the 18th Amendment up here. The 18th Amendment's going to pass, and it's going to create prohibition in the United States of America, which criminalizes alcohol. From 1920 until 1933, the prison industry is going to quintuple. You're going to go from 40,000 people in prison to over 200,000 people in prison in just 13 years. Now, a lot of people will give Wilson a hard time. He was president at the time that prohibition was passed. It started with the Volstead Act in 1919. And then Woodrow Wilson actually vetoes the 18th Amendment. And the 18th Amendment is what criminalizes alcohol. Woodrow Wilson is then overridden. As you know, the three branches of government, you have I can't see it very well. I'm so sorry. You have the executive, the judicial, and the executive, judicial, and congressional branches of government. And so when the congressional branch of government, let me see this if I can see this correctly. I don't know which one each one is. So the congressional branch of government right here, what they do is they pass the Volstead Act in 1919, and then you create the prison industrial complex from 1920 until 1933. Now, the prison industrial complex was created to make sure. Now, I don't want to get too lost here. I'll stick on the prison industry. So now when we get up here, now the prison industry is slowly rising. See my thumb right here? It's going along. So each one of these little white lines right here, each one of these lines right here represents 100,000 people living in a dungeon. And so now as you move forward here from 1920, when you start to get down here to Richard Nixon, when Richard Nixon declares war on drugs in 1971, Terry versus Ohio is passed in 1968. You can see it here. When you drop down on the poster right here, you can see that the prison industry, after the Terry versus Ohio, the Gun Control Act of 1968, the Controlled Substance Act of 1970, and the War on Drugs in 1971, all those are listed right in here. Then what happens to the prison industry? Then the prison industry takes off like a rocket. Well, then the War on Drugs is created by Nixon in 1971. Well, then Ronald Reagan right here, he's going to fund the war on... Charlie, I'm trying to give a lecture here, buddy. Can you give me a second? Okay. So then Richard Nixon, he's the war on drugs. And when he gets to Ronald Reagan and his attorney general, like I've talked to you about earlier, this is the man who actually funds the war on drugs and creates the prison industrial complex by creating the for-profit prison industry in 1982. Ronald Reagan then doubles the prison population during his 8 years in office. He also passes the Brady Bill of the Gun Control Act, which then limits you to have the right to have a pistol in your house. Cities, states all around America start to pass ordinances that you cannot own a pistol in your house because of Ronald Reagan's Brady Bill, because he was shot by a crazy person. So then as we continue up the prison industry, what happens? Terry versus Ohio allows cops to run up to you and grab you. And with Richard Nixon's Controlled Substance Act written by his attorney general, then what happens is the cops can run up and grab you. And if you're a black or you are a protester for war, the cops can simply slip a joint into your pocket, and then you go to jail based on the 1952 Boggs Act right up here, the 1952 Boggs Act. And what the 1952 Boggs Act says is that if you're caught with even a smidgen of Mary Jane, you go to prison for 10 years. 10 years. So what happens when you combine Terry versus Ohio plus the war on drugs created by Richard Nixon? You get the prison industrial complex that we have today, then the for-profit prison industry. And then, of course, you have the 1994 crime bill that's going to be written by Joe Biden and signed into law by Bill Clinton. And take a look at that prison. Look how much the prison jumps up when Joe Biden and Bill Clinton passed the 1994 crime bill. And now you have literally millions of people living in prisons in the United States of America, land of the free, home of the brave. And for what? For what? So that Richard Nixon can lock up blacks and hippies if they're against the war and he's a devout racist. So that Ronald Reagan can jump on the phone with Richard Nixon and joke about how those monkeys were flapping around in the streets. Literally, they have a conversation where Nixon and Reagan call black people monkeys. All of our laws, the majority of our laws, were created to stop the 1960 Civil Rights Act movement and to arrest Black Panthers. Terry versus Ohio was specifically passed so that cops could run up to black people and grab them and put them into what's called detention or detainment. That has slowly evolved over the last several years, where detention has now become a POW style of arrest. That's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about. Hoodies are in every single size, small, medium, large, extra large, all hoodies are in. On the back, it says Team DLZ right there. Let me show you one other thing real quick. Let me just grab it real quick. I have something to show you guys. 5 days ago, sorry about that. Oop, there we go. 5 days ago, the posters came in. I ordered these about a month ago, and they finally got here. So now I have in stock right now, I have 10 laminated DLZ posters available right now. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm not close to the microphone. I have 10 of these available. These are laminated DLZ posters. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. So this is what I taught on for much of 2020 and 2021. So I have these. These are on the website. I only have the laminated ones in. I don't have the flat paper ones in. But I get these produced at my shop in Santa Monica. And these guys are just absolutely top of the line. So yeah, this is, if you really want to learn constitutional law and you want to understand exactly how we got to this position, you want to get this poster, even if you get the digital version that's a PDF on my website, and you want to learn every single one of the cases that I put on this particular poster. Because what I did in 2020, in April of 2020, when I approached Jeff Lloyd and said, hey, look, I don't want to sell anything. I'm tired of selling people's products. I just want to teach people constitutional law. I took every law that I knew off the top of my head and I just put it on a poster and I splashed it out there. And then I began to teach just the things that I knew off the top of my head. And so these are the things that I have in my head. This is why Dennis Sperling on the Sperling Show on YouTube in 2021 called me a constitutional law scholar. And then I went with that moniker because I have no formal university degree or formal education. I'm not a lawyer. I barely graduated from high school and I went to 5 years of college. I didn't get a degree. I have near photographic memory. I just didn't care about learning what they were teaching me in school at the time. I just wanted to wrestle and fight. And so now you know, this is a little bit of information that you guys can get. This laminated poster is available on DeleteLawZ.com. I just got these in stock, so I wanted to show them to you and show you what I learned and how I learned it. And this prison chart right here is dead on balls accurate. This prison chart right here, if you can coordinate it with the year right here, on the black line here is every single U.S. president, all the way from George Washington back here, going all the way up to, I think, Trump or Biden is the last one. It could be Obama is the last one, but this is how I learned. This is the way I taught people for a long time. So anyway, listen, I hope that I didn't lose you guys too much by going into the 1866 Civil Rights Act and stuff. I'm going to teach constitutional law scholar, but I had to move offices, as you guys know, because my crazy ex-assistant who's now grifting off of me, he doxed me. So I had to move offices. It was really a lot of work. And so constitutional law scholar has been kicked back again. But anyway, all right. Anybody else? Ms. Constitutional, what is going on? How are you? Basil, how are you? Gloria, Doug Fox. You need a zipper hoodie. I don't have any zipper hoodies, Dale. I only have these hoodies. The hoodies come with a trifold and a pair of cop cards, if you guys don't know that. So that's what I'm doing. All right, listen, my teeth are absolutely killing me. I need to take an ibuprofen and I need to lay down because my teeth are killing me, just killing me. Charlie, come here, baby. Come on. Come here, buddy. The crowd wants to see. Come here, buddy. You look nice and comfy. Come here, Charlie. There you go, good boy. There you go, good boy. Come here. Come here, good boy. Come on. Come on, little boy. Come on. There you go, Charlie Bear. There you go. There's the little bear. There's the little bear. Just thought I'd bring him on so you guys could say hello. I don't have a zip-up hoodie, Dale. I wish that I did, buddy. You guys want to know who I sleep with? This is him. This is my little guy. He is the best little guy ever. Show him your teeth, Charlie. Show him how mad you get. Show him. Grrr. Show him, Charlie. Grrr. Grrr. He does to do this growl thing. He's just not doing it right now. I don't know why you got. I don't know why you got timed out, Doug. I can't keep up with the chat. There's so many comments coming. I can't even possibly. But anyway, listen, I got to get the flock out of here. I'm going to take a pain pill, and then I'm going to watch UFC fights tonight. Go Volkanovski. I hope Volkanovski wins. I think he's kind of losing his edge, but I really love watching the fights because I'm too old to fight anymore. So I just have to watch other people fight. Looking forward to it. Anyway, I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. To all of you guys who donated, to all you guys who purchased my trifold, who purchased my cop cards, any of my products, thank you. To all of you who request my products, thank you for being willing to put the trifold in your car and trust me. And that's all I can do. Do the best I can with what I got. All right, I got to get the flock out of here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.